Before television, radio was the entertainment of choice in homes across Australia. During the 20th century, radio broadcasts varied greatly, with something for everyone including music shows, talks on politics, gardening and various topics, sporting event coverage, news, and of course serial dramas. One of the most popular genres broadcast was serial thrillers. Not too dissimilar to many of the thriller podcasts that are popular today. Instead of reading a book, one could go about what they were doing while being entertained by this gripping episode broadcast across the airwaves. Having gained huge popularity in the USA, many thriller scripts were sent over to Australia and adapted locally. Featuring well-known Australian actors of the time like Ruth Cracknell. On All Hallows Eve 1941, A Witch's Tale was broadcast to Australian audiences. A Witch's Tale was written especially as a Halloween broadcast and adapted for Australian radio. The opening sets the tone of the episode, with the chiming of a bell, an eerie voice informing you that you will hear tales from Nancy the Witch of Salem, and her cat Satan, accompanied by sinister music and sound effects.
The Witch's Tale. The fascination of the eerie, weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, the Witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They are waiting for you.
I be today. Yes, sir. 103-year-old. Well, Satan, tonight we ain't going to tell no bedtime story for weaklings. Pass the word to douse all lights and we'll get at it. That's it. Make it nice and dark. Sitting in the gloom's the way to hear our pretty tales. Or up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into 'em deep, and soon you'll see the town of Nantes in France. The time is that of the reign of terror, and ruled in Nantes is a man named Carrier, who history calls the Butcher. Outside a handsome house, where soldiers of the Revolution are battering down a door, you'll see a mob of maddened men and women, and there our story, the altar of hate, begins. The altar of hate!
Break down the door!
Sergeant Pedron, drive them back and keep them at a distance. Citizen Carrier wishes to enter this rat's nest alone.
Back, citizen, back! You heard Dutchman, please not to order.
How these good citizens trust me.
Well, no patriot in France has better serve Madame la Guillotine than you. Because of your fine work in Nantes, bodies of the dead so fill our river Loire, it overflows its banks.
After this stubborn door has yielded, you will witness even finer work, friend Brissac.
What will you do to them?
Wait and see. I have a very pretty plan.
Ah, the door is broken.
Do you see the dogs we searched for, Brissac?
There are all three.
Take them, hold them tight.
We have them. The 201s in their cab. Come, Citizen Carrier. They make no sure fight.
I'm coming. Well, Monsieur le Comte and Madame la Comtesse de Lorient, and young Monsieur le Chevalier de Lorient.
We are your prisoners. There is no need to ask what you will do to us.
We are ready. You are brave, Monsieur le Comte. But will you not ask for mercy, at least for your wife and son?
Neither my husband nor myself will plead for our lives, monsieur.
Nor will I. I am not afraid to die.
Oh, my son, my Charles.
Helene, the lady weakened.
Mother, don't.
I can't help myself. When her child is threatened, every mother is a coward.
Stop!
No, Monsieur Carrier. I know I'm speaking to a man without a heart. Yet speak I must. We are ready to die. But our son is only a boy, a child. You can't kill him.
Helene!
Mother, I beg you.
Go on, madame. I am really most sympathetic.
Then spare my son. He is but 16, a child.
You have touched me deeply. I will grant your plea.
What? No, Carrier. All aristocrats must die.
Silence, Brissac. I command here.
No one can be spared.
In Nantes, I am revolutionary law. I will spare your son, madame, on one condition.
Anything you say.
Yes, anything. So the father is not too proud to beg.
I will not let them beg. Father, Mother, we three die together.
No, Charles, not you.
You are the last of the Delorians. You must carry on our name.
Yes, my son must live.
Name your condition, Monsieur Carrier.
No!
Yes.
Your son will be spared, citizens, if he will be your executioner.
What? You mean?
This boy shall live if he will operate the knife that drops your head into the basket.
No!
Monster!
You are worse than the butcher they call you. You are a fiend from hell.
Friend Carrier, a stroke of genius.
You thought I had forgotten my duty, Brissac. I said I had a plan for these aristocrats.
Only you could have thought of this. Listen, citizen soldiers, to this great patriot we follow.
Enough. And now, Aristos, your answer.
The answer is no. Do you think I would buy my life at the cost of taking those of my mother and father? Take us three to your guillotine and learn how aristocrats, both young and old, can die.
My son, you make me proud, but I am yet head of my house. Butcher Carrier, my son submits to your conditions.
Always.
You are not in earnest, Father.
Thy father is in earnest, Charles, and I divine his reason. I add my voice to his. Thou must obey us.
Not if God commanded it.
Charles, thou, the last of our noble name, must live. Monsieur Carrier, we cannot escape. Will you withdraw with your men for a few minutes? That you may persuade the young man privately. With pleasure. Citizen soldiers, we will all retire to the hallway.
Come, citizen soldiers.
You're wasting time. I die with my parents.
I count on their ability to convince you, young man. They understand my motives as I understand theirs. Motives which assure them I will keep my promise that you'll be allowed to live. I know you will keep your promise, Butcher Carrier. And why? Please leave us. Certainly. I will await your decision. Out of hearing, but not out of sight.
Oh. Mother.
Thou must accept that fiend's condition, Charles.
How can you bid me even think of such a crime against all nature?
Thou dost not understand, my son. The name of Delorian must not die.
Dost think I would preserve it by depriving thee of life?
An ideal, a cause, is more important than the individual.
And we are already doomed to die, by thy hand or another's.
Thou, my son, must live.
Nay. At such a cost, I cannot.
Then art thou a coward, unfit to be our son.
Aye, to die is not difficult, but thou art afraid to live.
I cannot live
Thou
so.
must.
Listen, Charles. That beast, sated with murder, would now destroy souls as well as bodies, so that men may say of thee, there goes an aristocrat who bought his life with the blood of those who bore him. He will keep his word. And thou must prove such scum cannot destroy a soul. For thou and other young men like thee are the only hope of France. Thou must live. or we shall have died in vain.
Thou wilt be bravest of the brave in living, Charles. For thou wilt bear men scorned in honor.
Will not do this thing.
Charles.
No! You who wait at that door, take us to your guillotine. We die together.
Wait! I have a final argument in my command.
Mother! Drop that knife! The sea-dog has a dagger! Knock from her hand away! Stab yourself!
No, Mother.
She at me.
No. I am granting your desire. It was too much to ask a son that he should bring his mother's death. But now that death accomplished, Charles, thou wilt fulfill my final wish and live.
Yes. Thou wilt fulfill this man's condition on me, thy father. You still will keep your bargain, butcher.
It will not make so good a show to have him drop only your head in the basket. Still, indirectly he will have caused his mother's death. The terms yet stand.
Promise you will live, Charles. Oh, dear mother. Promise. It is my dying wish.
The she-dog's dead.
I will join you soon, Elaine.
What says the she-dog's puppy? Will he join her too, or will he buy his life?
My mother's dead. My mother. And you who call yourself the government of France, have killed her. Yes. I will buy my life. I promise, Mother, to fulfill thy dying wish. I will be thy executioner, Father, that I may live to serve a holy hate, that I may avenge thy deaths 100-fold. Do you hear me, murderous beasts, you fiends of hell? I will live to serve a holy hate, to avenge 100-fold, to avenge 100-fold.
Take him away, Brissac, and inform the citizens outside that Madame la Guillotine will be well served tonight.
An aristocrat for victim and one for executioner.
Come, Charles.
Yes, Father. I swear on thy body, Mother, to avenge 100-fold.
That's only the beginning of this pretty story, Satan. Now it's 34 years later. The revolution's over. Butcher Carrier himself has lost his head upon the guillotine. A Bourbon king sits on the throne of France once more, and the boy who swore oath upon the body of his mother is now an old man of 50 who's lying on his deathbed. So our tale goes on. Our tale of the altar of hate. The altar of hate.
I know there is but a short time left for me, Monsieur le Curé, but I have no wish for your offices. I have a creed better suited to my needs.
I know your creed, Monsieur le Comte. It is a religion of hate.
Oh, go away. Call my son. He will be my confessor, the only one I wish.
Very well.
The doctors say I may die at any minute, and I have much to tell the boy.
I left him waiting outside. Henri, thy father bids thee enter.
Father, come close to my bed only, so I need not raise my voice.
Yes, Father.
I have little strength. Leave us alone, Monsieur le Curé.
You will not change your mind.
No, get out.
I go.
Well, my son, you, like all of France, know I was my father's executioner.
Like all of France, I know the reason for your deed, Father. All honor and applauded.
Only one living man beside myself knows the true reason for my deed and how I kept my promise.
Your promise?
To my dead mother and the scum who made her die.
Ring that bell. Call old Gina to my bedside.
Yes, Father.
Gina served my parents. He has ever been my confident and trusted friend.
I've envied him. I never knew my mother. So thou art all I've ever had to love. I've wished to be thy confidant.
You shall be now, my son, for you must carry on the work. I may not finish.
But thou canst not leave me, Father.
I shall die when you have learned my wishes. My will shall make me live till then. Gina is at the door. Let him enter.
Come, Gina.
Monsieur le Comte, you wish something from your servant?
Yes, old friend, a last wish, a last command, that thou shalt serve my son as for 50 years thou hast served me.
I was born a servant of the DeLorean.
I, too, have served that name. Close the door. Lock it, Gina. Henri, I have said you must carry on my work. If I did not know you for a faithful son, I even now would stay the hand of death that tightens on my burned-out heart. But you, I know, will fulfill my uncompleted promise.
I do not understand.
You will in a moment. You have believed I dropped the knife upon my father's head that I might live to perpetuate our ancient line. I did, but that was only a portion of my reason. The greater part was that I avenge, that I serve a holy hate. Gina, open the secret panel that hides the shrine of my religion.
Yes, Monsieur le Comte.
Look, my son, at the altar I have builded.
An altar built of human skulls?
Yes, the skulls of those who in the name of liberty defiled the natural rights of all created men. The skulls of those who served Madame la Guillotine. The skulls of those who made my life a loathsome horror. An executioner they made of me. Ah, I have persisted in that calling. Before that shrine, you see a headsman's block. It is I who have lifted and let fall the bloody axe that leans upon it.
I can look no more.
You must do more than look. I vow to repay 100-fold. 2 skulls are missing from my altar.
You mean I?
You bear the name I have preserved. 90 heads only adorn that shrine. You must make 100 rest there.
I cannot, will not.
I command you, you will obey.
No.
Yes, promise, or I curse you with my dying breath.
Father,
promise. Promise.
I promise.
Swear.
I swear.
Ah, now I know thou art fit to bear my name.
Father,
I die content. I shall have avenged 100-fold.
Father, Father, I cannot let thee die deceived. I lied to thee. I cannot do thy awful bidding. I withdraw my promise. Father, answer me. I tell thee, I withdraw my promise. I take back my oath.
Your father has ceased to breathe.
No. Oh, no.
One cannot withdraw a promise from the dead.
I tell you I will keep my promise, Gina. But I must have more time, just a little more time.
6 months have passed since your father breathed his last. Has not that been time enough?
Oh, will you never leave me alone? Morning, noon, and night you speak of nothing but that ghastly promise.
Your father rests uneasy in his grave because you make no move to keep your plighted word. The word of a DeLorean. His spirit comes to me and bids me tell you.
You only dream he comes to you.
Nay, I do not dream. His spectre walks these halls from dusk to dawn, bitter and accusing, because of your broken faith.
I never see it.
You will, if you do not go. Gaze upon his portrait hanging there. His spirit now looks at you from its painted eyes.
They do look alive. But that's imagination. My mind is becoming weakened by your ghoulish chatter. Oh, leave me alone. I must have more time.
How much more time?
How can I tell? A man does not commit cold-blooded murder as he takes an evening stroll.
Just vengeance is not murder.
Such vengeance is not just. Oh, I know the awful cause my father had for hatred. But no cause on earth can make such hatred right or good. It can't excuse the frightful order that lies behind that panel.
That altar is a shrine of heaven.
It's a monument to hell. One man alone was responsible for my father's horrid memories. One man alone. Yet the head of Butcher Carrier did not fall by my father's hand. His head is not included in that edifice of skulls. No, they are the heads of the innocent.
Followers of Carrier, dogs who shared his guilt.
You've told me that altar has claimed victims who, like me, were not yet born when the reign of terror ended.
But they were of the blood of those of the terror, of that vile brood.
How could I hate people I've never seen for a thing that happened before my time? I won't hate. Hatred burnt my father's life away. I saw him die of old age at 50, an age when other men are in their prime. I won't follow in his footsteps. I'll not hate. I'll not hate.
Then you have lied from the first. You never meant to fulfill your plighted word, the word of a DeLorean. The name that he preserved means nothing to you.
Gina, 2 heads are needed to complete that altar. Bring me 2 of Butcher Carrier's blood, and I will keep my promise.
You renew your compact with the dead before this portrait of your father?
Yes, I renew my compact on the conditions I've made.
I'm content. Within this hour, your father's shade will be at peace.
Within this hour?
Our holy altar will have its 100 skulls.
What do you mean?
That I have foreseen your conditions. That last night I went upon the hunt, and this morning I came home with game. It lies waiting now behind the panel. Look!
2 bodies lie there by the headsman's block.
2 live bodies bound and gagged, ready for the axe which you will wield.
Your prisoners are women.
My prisoners are enemies. They are the sister and the niece of Butcher Carrier.
You devil! Cut those cords that bind them as I tear away the gas. Stop! No! This one is just a girl.
You're setting them free.
Yes, and I take back my promise now forevermore. I will not hate. I will not kill.
You cannot withdraw a promise to the dead. Gaze upon your father's portrait. Look into its eyes. They are warning you, Monsieur le Comte. Beware!
Mademoiselle, do you truly forgive me for Guinard's dreadful treatment of you and of your mother?
Mother and I remain here in your house as guests. Does that not prove forgiveness? And we know the wrong my uncle brought upon your father. And it is for us to beg forgiveness, not for you.
Forgiveness? What a blessed word that is to one who has only heard of hate. Even love must lack such meaning.
I've never been in love.
Neither have I.
How old are you, Monsieur le Comte?
On my next birthday, I'll be 20.
I suppose we're really too young to know much about love.
I don't think we would be if we weren't country people. They say in the city that girls and men much younger than we are know all about it. Some are even married.
It must be nice.
To live in a city?
And to know about love.
It must be wonderful.
Oh, terribly wonderful, Monsieur le Comte.
I wish you wouldn't call me that anymore. No, my name is Henri.
Oh, but you're a noble, a DeLorean. And I am a bourgeoise and a niece of Butcher Carrier.
What difference does that make? We've known each other now for 2 whole weeks. The happiest weeks I've ever known. And Marguerite?
What were you going to say?
I think that I've learned to love you.
Oh,
yes, I know what love is now. And I love thee.
I love thee.
Oh, my dear one.
What was that?
My father's portrait.
As you took me in your arms, it fell crashing to the floor.
Its eyes. Its painted eyes. They glare at me with hate.
Good night, Mother.
Good night, my little Marguerite. God bless thee and thy husband.
May I call you Mother now, Madame? Since your daughter has just become my wife, I would like to. I never knew my mother.
You poor boy. I am thy mother now.
Good night, Monsieur le Curé.
Good night, Madame la Comtesse de Lorient. You are that now, you know. Good night to you, Henri, and God's blessing on your bridal night.
Thank you, Monsieur le Curé. Guinard, old servant, won't you cease to look at me with loathing? Won't you also bless our wedding?
When you took this woman to your wife today, you lost all claim upon my service. You are no longer a DeLorean. You are of Butcher Carrier's breed. Keep your peace. Upon this bridal pair, I lay my curse.
and the dead has laid another, more weighty one upon them.
Henri.
Don't be afraid, Marguerite. Love cannot fear hate. Let me lift you in my arms and carry you into the house of Lorraine. Henri.
He stumbled. That is an awful omen.
Aye. It is nothing.
It meant nothing, Mother. Good night.
Good night.
Go to your wedding bed, cursed spawn of butcher Carrier, in the house of one who served a holy hate.
I am afraid. Monsieur le Curé, call them back.
No one can call them back, for they are the dead as waiting to receive them.
Don't.
Cease your superstitious lies, Gina. The dead are dead and harmless in their graves. And if they are not, the boy was right. Love has naught to fear from hate.
So says your religion. The dead and I hold another different faith.
Those screams.
Open that door.
Come.
Marguerite, where are you?
Monsieur le Curé. Monsieur, only boy.
They do not answer.
You will find them in this room, I think.
His father's room.
Marguerite, my baby, answer me.
That opening in the wall. That pile of grinning skulls.
Look close. Two freshly severed heads now lie upon it.
Oh, my daughter.
And only.
Now the altar is complete. Not even the grave could keep my master from fulfillment of his vow. He has avenged 100-fold, and hate has triumphed.
You folks come here next week on me birthday, and Satan and me will have another 30 yarn to spin ye.
The Witch's Tale. The fascinations of the eerie, weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, the witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They are waiting for you.
And 2-year-old I be today. Yes, sir, 102-year-old. Well, Satan, now it's time to spin these folks another of our cheerful little bedtime stories. Douse out them lights so we'll have it nice and dark. When you listens to our tales, sitting in the gloom, it helps you to have purty dreams. Now, draw up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into 'em deep, and soon you'll be away out west in Michigan. And there, in a fine big house where there's a party going on, begins our yarn called Rat in a Trap. Rat in a Trap!
Didn't know you were out here on the veranda, Denny.
Enjoying the night air, Mr. Cowper.
It's as hot as blazes inside. But young fellas like you should be in there dancing in spite of the heat.
I'm afraid I'm not much of a dancer.
You mean when the only girl you care to dance with doesn't happen to be around, eh? Son, you're certainly a model for husbands. Too bad Lucy didn't come in with you this morning. She'd have enjoyed this.
I wish she had come along the way things turned out. But you know I expected to return on the late afternoon train.
I'm glad you missed that last train, so we can have you here tonight.
Yes, it's nice to be here, but this is the first night Lucy and I have been separated since our marriage. And
Nowadays, ladies have the vote. One of the first things a rising young lawyer with political ambitions must learn is not to appear too much married.
Oh, I forgot that you're trying to make me president someday.
I may, but right now we'll compromise on United States Senator. Seriously, son, you have the stuff, and people have begun to talk about you. You're pretty young for the job, but I've about decided to run you for prosecutor next election. Think you can make good?
I? Oh, all I can say is that I'll do my best.
That's pretty fair from what you've shown so far, but, Dan, you have a couple of faults that won't fit so well in the district attorney's office.
Oh, what do you mean?
You know, you've shut off your mouth a lot about certain disagreements you have with our criminal code.
Oh, I've said that our laws are unfitted to the crimes they were designed to control. I've said that because I think it. Our penal code is wholly unsuited to cope with the 1,001 types of crime and the varied individuals who commit it. If I had the power, I'd amend that code so that it would cease to be a makeshift of political expediency and instead would truly serve the cause of justice.
Doggone, that's as good a piece of campaign propaganda as I ever listened to.
Oh, I meant what I said.
Maybe you did, but you said it like a politician, and that's what interests me. I take back what I said about your faults. Develop them. But it's getting late. Come and dance with some of those pretty girls inside before the party breaks up.
I'd better telephone Lucy first. I feel a little uneasy. That summer place of ours is so isolated back in the woods, and...
Lucy's not alone there.
No, Pete Laurelard and his wife are with her. Oh, if she'd been alone, I'd have hired a cab and driven back tonight instead of waiting for the morning train.
Over those roads, you'd arrive tomorrow afternoon. Come on, let's go inside.
All right.
Oh, there you are, Dick. Oh, we've been looking for you everywhere, you and Abner. There's a lovely little blonde simply dying to meet you.
Oh, well, I've come gladly to save her life, but I really think I should call up Lucy once more, if you don't mind.
I do mind. And so will Lucy if you call her at this hour. Daddy, she'll be sound asleep.
I suppose you're right, but somehow I...
Speaking of telephones, hello? Who do you want? Daniel Miller.
Oh, for me?
It's Lucy.
Lucy?
Dan, she's crying. There's something the matter.
Something the matter? Yeah, give me that phone. Lucy? Yes, dear, this is Dan. What's wrong, darling? You sound hysterical. You say the Laurelards were called away this afternoon? You're alone? 3 men are breaking in the house? Lucy! Lucy! Oh, my God!
Hobos, drunken brutes. They're breaking in.
Oh, God.
They'll be inside the house in a moment.
Lucy, and I'm 50 miles away.
Yes, you can't help me, and I can't help myself. We're both helpless. Helpless, as rats in a trap. May God forgive me for what I'm making you suffer, but I had to call you to hear your voice for the last time.
The last time?
Yes, the last. These men are beasts. They're drunken. They know I'm alone.
You have a gun? The gun I gave you.
I have it in my hand. I fired all the shots but one. I saved that for myself.
No.
It's the only way. Listen, dear. Listen, please. You can't help me now. But maybe you can punish after I'm dead.
Oh, God, Lucy.
Listen, darling. I have so little time. The leader came here this afternoon begging food, and I saw him plainly. He's a big, dark, unshaven man with a livid, crisscross scar above his left eye that runs from brow to temple. Remember, dear. Remember.
Oh, Lucy.
Wait. Mr. Laurelard drove him away. Then the Laurelards were called to town. The man had been watching. He came back with 2 others. One, short with red hair. The other, a blonde man with a limp. Remember, dear. Remember. They're in the house.
Lucy.
The lock to this door won't hold a moment. They're beating at it now. The door is giving. I have the gun ready. A bullet through my head. They can't hurt me.
Lucy.
Remember them, dear. Remember. They're here.
Dad, please. Dad.
I love you, dear. Goodbye.
Lucy.
And, boy, you shouldn't have come to my office today. A man who's just spent 6 months in the hospital has no business to even poke his nose outside of doors.
I'm quite strong now, Mr. Cowper, and I had to come and have a talk to you. While I was in the hospital, out of what you thought was kindness, you censored all police reports to me. Now I want you to tell me whether they honestly expect to ever find the creatures who caused my wife to put a bullet through her head.
Danny,
I want the truth.
All right, son. I won't lie to you. I've kept the cops working on this case as they've never worked before. They haven't fallen down because they've never had a single worthwhile clue to work on. When they arrived at your house in the woods that night, the men who broke in had disappeared. We assume they were hobos of the most depraved type. But that's all we know about them. We found no fingerprints. We have no clue to their appearance even. Except the meager description of poor, frantic Lucy.
Yes, the meager description of poor, frantic Lucy. A big, dark man with a livid crisscross scar above his left eye that runs from brow to temple. Remember, dear. Remember. One a short man with red hair. The third a blonde man with a limp. Remember, dear. Remember.
Son, the cops have picked up hundreds, whom they've been forced to turn loose again. There's no evidence of any kind. If we had the guilty brutes before us in this room, we couldn't prove it without their own confessions. As a lawyer, you know what we're up against.
An impossible job for lawyers and police. And if our law could catch them in its net, the code provides no punishment to fit their crime. Goodbye, Mr. Copper.
Goodbye? Why, you say that as though we mightn't meet again.
We may not. I'm leaving town tomorrow. I've got a job to do.
Say, look here. You haven't the crazy idea that you can find those men yourself? Dan, to locate those three brutes and secure evidence against them, a man might have to search the hobo jungles of this country an entire lifetime. I know how bitter you feel, son. But the past is past. And grief and hatred won't unmake it. I've got big things in store for you, boy. Pick up the threads of your normal life again. Think of your future, your career.
My future's to remember. My career's to repay. Goodbye, Mr. Calvert.
Hello there, Lawyer Thomas. That Yankee partner you on around?
Yeah, you might find him down by the railroad yards, Jesse. Dave Morton sure picks you some funny friends.
Well, I suppose he likes them tramps, Lawyer Thomas.
I haven't an idea.
Sure, that man's been in this town off and on for nigh 8 years now. Yet no one knows him.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Jesse. I know him pretty well.
Yeah, no why he jumps like a shell-shocked soldier every time a telephone rings.
No.
Yeah, know why his hair's snow white when he ain't a day more than 40.
No.
Know what his real name was before he changed it to Dave Morton?
No, and them things is none of my business or yours.
Just the same, there's a mystery about that man that sort of worries me. Lawyer Thomas, why do you suppose your partner, Lawyer Morton, pays me $5 cash money for every tramp we get in the jailhouse who I persuades to take him for a tonic?
My partner pays you money to secure him hobo clients? Hey, are you here now to bring him such a case?
But this time it's just for joke. The client I'm bringing him today is that tramp who murdered the old woman. Big Mike, yeah, the dog Sheriff Greeley rescued from the lynching mob last night. Big Mike asked me to get him Mr. Morton for his lawyer. Yeah, said a pal of his had told him about him.
No partner of mine is touching his case. If Morton got the brute off by a miracle, they'd both be lynched.
Yeah, here's Morton now.
Hello, Jesse. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Dave.
Lawyer Morton, a man over at the jailhouse who ain't got no money wants to hire you to get him out.
Thanks for bringing the message, Jesse. But if you're speaking of Big Mike, I've already seen him. I'm going to defend him.
You're going to defend Big Mike?
Yes, Tom.
Lawyer Morton, you're joking.
Dave, you're mad. The man is guilty.
Guilty as hell.
I'm going to save him from the rope because I like his looks. He's a big, dark man with a scar above his left eye. A livid, crisscross scar that runs from brow to temple.
Extra payer, murder goes free. Big Mike not guilty. Extra payer. Morton wins acquittal. Jury frees Big Mike. Extra payer.
God. Look at the people buying them papers and then standing round reading and talking about me. If you hadn't have sneaked me here to your house, boss, they'd have had me swinging on the lamppost by now.
Come away from the window. You're safe here, Mike.
Gee, I hope so. But you gotta get me out of town quick. They look for me here and string me up.
They'll never lynch you, Mike. I'm taking care of you now. Better have another drink when I draw those curtains tighter.
I do need another hooker, boss. And I'm drinking it to you. No other mouthpiece in the world could have swung that jury so they'd bring a verdict of not guilty.
No other in the world. I used perjured testimony, lying witnesses, a framed alibi. I used every dirty trick in the book. But I got you off, Mike. Out of jail, away from the hangman. And I've got you now. Alone with me.
See, you're acting a little crazy, boss. See, I'll have another. You know I can't figure you out, boss. Why do you make me tell you how I croaked that old woman for you to take my case?
I was interested in you, Mike. And for 10 years it's been my rule to know the truth about my client's guilt or innocence before I took a case.
Yeah, I heard that. And every hobo from Maine to California says that spilling you the truth never brung him home. That's why I told you the works right off the bat. You got a great name in the jungle, boss.
Yeah, it took me 10 years to build that reputation, Mike. Won't you have another drink?
Thanks. But, gee, you'll have me stewed in a minute. Well, here's how again. Say, you're a funny guy. You not only spend your own dough to buy witnesses and all, but then you bring me to your house and treat me like a prince.
It's very simple, Mike. I've done the things I have because you interest me. Yeah, interest me tremendously. Yeah, I'd like to know more about your life, about your travels, experiences. Other little peccadillos before you so neatly strangled that last old woman.
Say, why you always asking me questions about what I done before we met?
Are you afraid to trust a man who saved your life?
Oh, but you ask such nutty questions. How long I'd had this crooked scar over me eye, for instance.
I was merely curious as to whether you had it 10 years ago when you were in Michigan.
And I told you I don't know nothing about Michigan.
Oh, come on, Mike. You've lied about that long enough. I never mentioned it before, but friends of yours have told me you were there.
What friends?
Let me see now. Oh, yeah, their names were Red and Limpy.
Red and Limpy? You know them?
Quite well. I haven't seen them lately. Have you?
No. Neither has anyone else.
What do you mean?
That they disappeared from the road, and they ain't in jail nowheres. They're just gone. What'd I tell you about me in Michigan?
The most interesting story I've ever heard. About a house in the woods. And a woman.
They told you that, eh?
Yes. Have another drink. I'll open this fresh bottle and join you. Suppose you tell me about your Michigan adventure.
I didn't have no part in it. I didn't...
Here's your drink, Mike.
I must be off my nut to be afraid of you. I got reason to trust you. And I need help about that Michigan job. Need it bad. Listen, the word's gone round that dame's husband has been searching ever since it happened. That he's been on the road with the bows and riding the rails, living in the jungles, asking questions, trying to learn who caused his wife to shoot herself. They say he did for Red and Limpy, and no one's even found their bodies. He used to be a lawyer, just like you, boss. He was... God!
Why are you stopping, Mike?
The notion just crossed me mind that you might be him. I must be drunk to think a thing like that about the guy who saved me from the rope. If you was her husband, you'd have sent me there. So give me that drink, boss, and I'll spill the works. This liquor tastes funny, but it's good. It's swell. Drink your own, too, boss, and I'll tell you all about a pretty little dame in the house in the woods. Helpless she was as a rat in a trap. Helpless, frightened, like I like to see 'em. Too bad she shot herself before. Say, boss, what's eating you? You crushed that glass in your hand as if it was paper. And your eyes look crazy. See, what you pulling them curtains on the wall for?
So you can see what lies behind them.
Just a couple of plaster statues of two guys' heads and shoulders. But the faces is all gone, so the bones are shown through. What happened to those faces?
You're going to find out, Mike. Just as Red and Limpy learnt.
Red and Limpy?
These busts are their death masks, taken in soft plaster, after they'd lain here helpless. Helpless! Helpless as rats in a trap. As you're going to lie here, helpless, while your punishment fits your crime.
God, you're the guy.
I'm the husband of the girl you brought to death.
I'm going to get out of here.
You can. You can rise from that chair.
You dope me liquor. I can't move.
I'll move you. Down to my cellar below. Down to my cellar for which I've saved you from the gallows. The news for you'll be too easy, Mike. Your punishment will fit your crime.
No, let me go. Let me go. What you gonna do?
Your punishment will fit your crime. Your punishment will fit your crime. You can't see a thing in this cellar, can you, Mike? And no one's so helpless as when they're in the dark. I want you to be very helpless, Mike. More helpless than a rat in a trap. Helpless as a woman alone in the house in the woods. Helpless as a man who loved her and who heard you 50 miles away. Helpless as a man who heard the shot that killed her. It couldn't raise his hand to save her.
What you gonna do to me? Hey, you got me tied to stakes and spread eagled on the floor. But how you gonna kill me? What you gonna do?
You're struggling, Mike. But your bonds will hold. I tied them very tight.
What did you do to Red and Limpy that you're gonna do to me? In them plaster busts upstairs, what happened to their faces?
Guess, Mike, guess.
If you don't tell me, I go nuts. Nuts, I tell you, raving nuts.
Oh, no, you won't. Not for many hours. I've investigated the length of time required to drive men mad. Your brain's undeveloped, so it'll take you longer than most.
Help! God, if I could only see you. Oh, you're putting something over me head.
Yeah, part of a little apparatus that made Red and Limpy featureless. Use your imagination, Mike. You may guess how it's done.
Oh, God, why don't you curse at me, beat me, kick me, do something I can understand? What are you going to do to me when you leave me? How am I going to die?
When I reach the top of these stairs, you'll know. When I open the secret panel, it will soon be the door of your tomb. Then you'll have a moment's light. Just enough for a quick, short glimpse around you.
Two skeletons beside me.
The bones of Red and Limpy. What else do you see?
There's a cage coming over my head. A cage like a rat trap. Oh, it is a rat trap. A rat is in it. A rat is in the cage with me. And soon he'll be crawling over my head and biting. That's what happened to the other's faces. A rat. No! Don't leave me in the dark waiting, helpless, guessing when that rat's going to start a bite.
That's your punishment, Mike. Goodbye. The third, Lucy. And the last. I remembered. And I repaid.
Martin! Dave Martin! Martin!
Yes, Tom. I hear you.
For God's sake, let me in! Quick as you value your life!
I'll let you in, Tom. What's the matter, Tom?
What you knew would be the matter when you got Big Mike acquitted. A lynching mob is formed and a challenge for this house.
They won't find Big Mike here. He's gone.
They ain't after him. They're coming here with the rope to hang you, Dave.
They can hang me if they want to, Tom. They think I wish to live. I don't.
Why, you're talking like a fool. Come on. There ain't time to talk.
But I want to talk, Tom, about imagination. Imagination that can see a living rat in a crumpled old grey rag and mutilated human faces in two old broken plaster busts of poor blind justice. Imagination that kills more horribly and surely than if the things it sees were real.
Dave Morton, I think you're mad. That mob is almost here. And if they find you, they'll hang you to a tree. Keep away from that front door. Here, what are you going to do?
I'm going to meet them. Those who usurp the place of justice must expect a punishment to fit their crime.
chatting, Satan. Next time we'll have another purty yarn to spin these folks. A very purty yarn.
The Witch's Tale. The fascination of the eerie, weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, the witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They're waiting for you, now.
$117-year-old I be today. Yes, sir. 117-year-old. Well, Satan, I reckon me and you should start celebrating by giving folks a regular old thriller, eh? Satan, you said it. We knows a lot of things no one suspects we do. And if everyone will douse their lights, we'll tell a few things we knows about Ireland. Ireland, where the fair is. That's right, Satan. Tell folks to make it nice and dark. Our cheerful little bedtime stories is best heard in gloom and shadow. Now, draw her up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into 'em deep, and soon you'll see a moonlit patch of woods in County Clare. Soon you'll hear a boy and girl a-talking. And there begins our story of the troth of death. The troth of death.
Let me hold you in my arms again and taste once more your lovely lips. Nora, Alana, pity me.
Oh, when you talk like that, you know I always let you have your way.
Oh, Makushla.
Oh, I love you, Bartley. Love you so. No more now. Let me go.
No.
Oh, please. It isn't married we should be to carry on like this.
Married we shall be soon.
Oh, yeah, not yet. When will you be after telling your father of us, Bartley, and asking his consent?
Why, whenever you wish it, sure.
Do you put it off because of fear your father will object?
And how could he object to you?
Oh, he's a rich, proud man, and you're his only son who's been sent to city schools. Sometimes I'm after thinking he'll not be happy to have anyone so poor and ignorant as Nora O'Neill for his daughter-in-law.
Nora, darling.
Oh, tell me fair. He's not already forbid our marriage.
My father's never said a word against you. And if he should, his words would have no weight, for I'd give up everything in all this world for you.
You tell me truth.
Can you disbelieve me as I take you in my arms?
Oh, let me go. Please, no more kisses.
Nora, Alana, pity me.
Oh, you know I can't deny you. Enough now. Take me home.
Not yet.
Yes, Mother will be waiting for me. And tread lightly on the listen. Sure, the banshees are about a moonlight night like this.
You're a superstitious Goseen. Can you never be persuaded there are no such things as fairies?
How different you are since you've been away to city schools. You don't seem to believe in anything anymore.
I believe in love. My love for you that overflows my heart. That's all that matters.
Will you tell your father of it soon and ask his blessing for us? Be sure he said no word against me.
Never a word. And I'll tell him soon. Now kiss me again before I take you to your mother.
No, please.
Nora, Alana, pity me.
Oh, you know I can't deny you. I love you, Bartley. Love you so.
Ah, crickets. So it is back in this house, are you, creatures? I hope this time you'll come for luck. 'Twas after your last Killasey that the banshee wailed for Seamus, my man, who now lies in his grave. Would it be this time a useless old woman like myself you're after cursing? Sure, then you wish no evil on a sweet Goseen like me daughter Nora. Now he is bread and salt for ye, his doinings. Stay in this house and welcome, but this time be your visit for good instead of ill. Come in, whoever yez are, and peace be with ye.
Good evening to you, Susan O'Neill.
Good evening to you, Michael Glennon.
Is it alone you are?
You have eyes to see that I am.
And who did I hear you talking with as I just passed by your window?
'Twas the crickets, may the Son of God preserve us.
You were talking to the crickets?
Aye, close they are to the little people, and much harm or good they can bring to the house they enter.
Crickets, little people. Ah.
Michael Glennon, you know not what you say. They've stopped their chirping. Quick, speak them soft, apologize, or they and the she's will do you harm.
Oh, enough of such old woman's talk. I'm here for speech with you concerning Bartley, my son, and your daughter, Nora. I've come to warn you that all goings-on between them must end.
What do you mean?
My Bartley has been to school in Galway. He's an educated man, and I have ambitions for him that I'll not be after seeing spoiled by his marriage with an ignorant country wench.
Is it after telling me you are that a simple Connaught Lennon objects to marriage with an O'Neill of Ulster?
You see my point. The O'Neills are no longer kings in Ireland, whilst this Glennon myself owns the richest farm in County Clare. There can be no marriage, as I've already told my son.
You've told Bartley?
Weeks ago.
Yet every night he's called here for my Nora. Now they're out together on the heath.
So I've suspected, and that's why I've come to warn you's fair.
I saw you was a fool when just now you passed mortal insult on the crickets and the shees. But are you such a fool as to think you can curb young men and women in their love as you curb horses in their traces?
Bartley is my son. You'll see I'll mould him to my will.
No, Bartley, no.
Nora, Lana, pity me.
So?
Sure, and I've pitied you enough this evening. Now you've had your last kiss.
Darling, just one.
Oh, you know I can't deny you.
I'll do the warning of your girl myself, Susan O'Neill.
Sure, and there's no stopping a fool. Do so and you must.
Bartley!
Oh,
Father!
Come inside here, both of you.
Oh, Mr. Glennon, what?
Come to your mother, Nora, me angel.
Aye, and stay with her. You, Bartley, come here with me.
Father.
No words. Long ago I told you to leave off courting of this girl.
Bartley, you said...
Long ago he knew me wish, and now this night he'll know me will. Either he breaks off seeing you forever, or he's no longer son of mine. Away from him I'll take everything that I've given, the money from his pocket, and the roof from over his head.
Father, wait.
You've heard me, Will. Say what's your choice, but say it now.
Father, you don't know what to ask. Have pity.
Oh, tell him, Bartley.
Nora.
I leave this house. You either follow me, or you stay behind for good.
No, Father.
You either come with me now, or stay.
Father, wait for me.
Bartley.
I'm coming with you, Father. I'm coming with you.
Oh, Mother. And I believed the lies he told me. Oh, Mother.
Nora, me angel. Ah, cricket, I might have known it was an omen when you stopped your chirping. Again you brought evil to this house and gone away.
Oh, Nora, you must believe me. I swear to you, I knew not what I did last night.
You talked to me of marriage, knowing all the time it was against your father's wish. Then you followed him and his money, after I'd given you my heart.
But I didn't stay. I'm here again with you at that same trysting place.
Yes, in secret. Oh, Bartley.
I'll marry you, darling, as I said. Father, money, nothing matters beside my love for you. You must believe me. You must take me to your heart again. Oh, Nora, Lana, pity me.
Oh, I want to believe it's truth you speak. But you failed me once.
I'll never fail you more.
Oh, Bartley, make me sure.
Sure? And how will I prove it? Would you have me gather the stars from the sky and lay them at your feet? Shall I steal the moonlight from the waters for you? Anything I'll do to gain your love again.
Will you plight with me the troth of death?
The troth of death?
Yes. Will you climb to the top of the fairy spink with me and swear our marriage with the locks of hair and the wedding ring from the hand of a corpse?
I have no ring from the hand of a corpse.
I have here the one my father wore. I took it from his finger as he lay in death.
Oh, it is a fearful oath, the troth of death.
You fear to take it. You do not love me.
I swear I love you.
Oh, lie to me no more. Go, get you gone.
No, I must kiss you again. I must hold you in my arms.
Oh, let me go. Now go and leave me. I want to see you nevermore.
I'll do anything you wish to win you back. Come, we'll climb the fairy spink. With you, I'll plight the troth of death. Give me a hand and start the climb. But mind the rocks and brambles. Like me, they're all eager to caress your soft white beauty.
Hey, be quick. Let's reach the top.
You're not going to plight the troth, disbelieving what you swear. You've said the little people are but foolish women's tales.
You believe in them. That's all that matters.
What will be the anger of the fairies if you plight the troth in jest? And terrible their vengeance.
I'm not afraid. Sure, I'd brave all hell itself for you tonight. Let's quickly say the truth, for I'm hungry for your lips. Here, we're at the summit.
Tread softly here, for the sheaves are all about.
Oh, you look as if you really see the little people.
I do. In the scapular I wear is the dust of a 4-leaf shamrock Mother gave me. With a charm like that, you can see them plain as day. Good evening, little people. I wish you joy and health. You're always kind to lovers, so hear our troth tonight.
Oh, you seem so sure they're here. Right. Well, let's leave this ghostly spink.
Without the troth?
Oh, no, too great is my desire for you. But let's be quick.
We have a knife. Cut the lock of hair from your head.
There, it is done.
Give it in my hand. I do the same with mine. Here, take it in exchange. Now break the ring in two. The gold is thin and soft.
I break it. A wedding ring from the finger of a corpse.
You keep one half and give the other half to me. Now take my hand. I speak the troth of death.
Oh, 'tis gloomy here.
O Son of God, and all the saints bear witness.
Wait! I thought it was only on the chaise you meant to call.
I speak the troth of death. You swear it with me, or we part forever.
I'll swear.
O Son of God, and all the saints bear witness, and fairies of the glen, and fairies of the hills, all spirits of the oceans, earth, and sky, witness how we plight our troth.
Oh, the air is thick with shadows.
The spirits hear, the fairies see. Look upon this man and I. Here before thee, we now plight our marriage. With a ring from the dead we bind our vow, and with locks of our living hair. Never shall we break our oath. Never shall we be untrue, one unto the other.
Oh.
If this pledge be broken, may the guilty one be stricken dead, and suffer punishment till God's great judgment day. I, Nora O'Neill, do swear this oath. You, Bartley Glennon, swear it too.
I, Bartley Glennon, swear it too. No, I'm afraid. Nora, give me back my oath.
The troth of death, once plighted, stands forever. Oh, Bartley, I love you. I'm your wife now. Take me in your arms.
Chirpy creatures, as if 'twasn't enough evil you wrought in this poor house since 2 years ago you came before. Sure, and for all I spoke you decent and gave your bread and salt. Come in, whoever yous are, and peace be with ye. So, 'tis you, Michael Glennon.
Susan O'Neill. Is it hating me forever you'll be because of the black-hearted son I brought into this world?
Why have you come to this house of shame and sorrow?
To tell you Bartley's ship is coming home.
At last.
Well, as you know, I didn't want him to marry your daughter. But I'm asking you to believe that when I sent him away 2 years ago for a voyage round the world, I didn't know the harm his lying tongue had wrought. I'm a hard man, but a just one, and that's why I've come tonight.
Yes, you's but a man, neither hard nor just, only vain and foolish.
Perhaps you're right. Where is Nora and the babe?
Out by the fairy spink. Every day she goes there, hoping your Bartley will come back and fulfill his vow of holy marriage.
I hear her coming now.
Mr. Glennon.
Oh, peace be with you, Nora.
Is it you've come to say you've heard from Bartley?
Yes, his ship is coming home.
Oh, praise the saints. My prayers are answered. Did you hear that, little Seamus, my babe? Your father's coming home.
Nora, if you'd but accept a little money from me...
Money? Tyrone O'Neill, get you from this house.
Sure I didn't mean...
There's the door. Get out.
I'm sorry. When my son comes home, I'll see that justice will be done.
You'll see. You who molded him to your will and brought this all about. Get out.
I didn't know.
Oh, Mother, I'm so happy. At last he's coming home to keep the truth.
Yes, he's coming home. Ah, Crescit, you donuts, chalaping now for good or ill.
Oh, Patrick, my lad, pour me out another drink. Faith, this ship rolls, so it is hard to make the liquor find the glass. Ah, I've done it. Here. And now, Bartley, tell us some more about how you win the girl. Oh, it is a talent I have in a system. Of course, first you got to tell the vain gossoon she's the most beautiful creature on all God's green earth. Then, if she remains cold or afraid of herself, I appeal not only to her female conceit, but also to her sympathy. I make her think I'll fall dead at her feet from love if she doesn't ease my ardour with a kiss or two. Molly, or Bridget, or Kathleen, I say, looking deep into her eyes. Oh, Alana, pity me. And it works, my lads. It works.
Such blarney as that, how can they help but fall?
All sail! All hands aloft!
What is it, Stephen Murphy? Sure you look all battered.
Captain's orders. All hands on deck. You passengers, no sleeping.
We're not in any danger, are we?
That no one knows when they're at sea. It's a stiff storm.
How far are we off Ireland now?
Just off Hag's Head. If we don't go on the rocks, soon we'll be in Galway Bay. You two passengers are lucky. You can stay dry here below. But it's back on deck for me again.
Oh, sure. It's as if the devil was at sea tonight. Or as if the shays were reaching out for this ship and me.
What's the matter with you, Bartley? For the last 2 days you've been talking of the little people.
For the last 2 days, we've been approaching home. Patrick, you've been to school like me, yet you believe in the little people.
Can schools make you forget what your mother taught you as a babe?
Oh, I used to think so. Now, when I'm coming back to Ireland again, I'm not so sure. Patrick, do you also believe in owls?
What kind of owls?
The kind you vow to heaven, and the spirits, and the she's.
Sure, I do believe in that kind.
I won't. She forced it on me. Blinded me, she did, with the whiteness of her skin, the softness of her body, and the beauty of her face. I won't believe.
Twist, me lad, you're drunk and talking riddles.
Yes, that's it. I'm drunk. That's what makes me afeard of things I don't believe in. And soon we'll be in Galway, only 50 miles from home, and from the fairy Spink. I won't get off this ship. The shays can't get me here.
What you talking about?
No, nothing. The shays can't get me here. What's that?
What?
The cry.
'Tis but a whistling of the wind.
No! Hey, listen. It sounds like the keen of a woman.
I hear nothing but the storm.
Oh, once more it wails. She called the spirits of sea and sky, as well as earth, to witness.
Badly you're drunk and talking mad.
Oh, I know it! I know that keen! It's the wailing of a banshee! The banshee of my death! Oh, thank the heavens! The ship is breaking up! Shays and spirits, let me live! Let me marry her and keep my vow! Don't punish little God's great judgment day! The ship is sinking! I'm lost! Forever lost! Oh, Nora, Helena, pity me!
Ah, still your crickets scrape out your tunes in this poor old house of mine. Here again I give you bread and salt so you know that we wish you well.
Can you tell what song they play tonight, Mother? Is their speech at last for good instead of ill?
'Tis hard to say, but I think, sweet Nora, that your Bartley will be coming soon.
Oh, his ship should have entered Galway Bay last evening. Mother, that wailing which I heard, 'twas but a whining of the wind.
Yes, 'twas not a banshee, 'twas the whining of the wind.
Oh, it must have been. I shouldn't worry. But there's always danger for the men who sail in ships.
An easy death at sea would be too good for one of his black heart.
I've never believed his heart is black. He was only weak and thoughtless. And I love him.
Yes, you love him.
You're sure it was just the wind that wailed last night, and not the banshee of his death? Oh, Mother, you know how I prayed for him to come to me at last.
He'll come to you. With ye he vowed the troth of death, and so spirits and the she's will bring him to our door. 'Tis midnight and time for that woman to be in bed.
I'll be staying up a while. Who knows? He may come tonight.
Who knows? Sure, the little people know and do all things. Good night, sweet Nora, and God bless you.
Good night, Mother.
and the blessed saints protect you. Good night, crickets of morning. Please heaven you chirrup for good this night. The little people know and do all things. Oh, fairies of the glen and fairies of the hill, spirits of the ocean, earth and sky, bring my Bartley back to me.
Nora! Nora!
Bartley!
Nora! Nora!
Oh, you've come to me at last. I'm coming to meet you, Bartley.
Nora! Nora!
Oh, Bartley, dear, where are you? Lover, I cannot see you.
Nora!
Where are you, dear? Where are you?
Lost, forever lost. For my broken troth, I'm punished till God's great judgment day.
Oh, Bartley!
Nora, Alana, pity me. Pity me. Pity me.
Oh, 'twas not a wailing of the wind I heard last night. There's nothing I must wait for now. Ah, crickets, again you brought the banshee wailing by this house. For there's been a keening for me girlie Nora, and her babe sleeps beside her in the churchyard's blessed grounds. Will it now be this useless old woman you're after cursing, crickets? Sure, and it's all right. When yous get it over with, this heart'll be yours alone. Come in, whoever yous are, and peace be with you. Good evening to you, Michael Glennon.
Good evening to you, Susan O'Neill. Do you mind if I sit down in your chimney corner?
Sit yourself, and welcome.
The wakes have passed.
The keening's over.
My son is dead.
And my daughter. She couldn't live without him.
And the babe, our grandchild, too.
Our grandchild.
Just a man I was, you once said. Neither had nor just, only vain and foolish.
Yes, just a man, so a fool.
'Tis lonesome when you're old and all alone.
We won't have long for lonesomeness. Nothing is long except eternity.
Nora! Nora!
Hush!
Nora! Nora!
Every night he walks abroad, a formless ghost that none can see.
Nora! Nora!
Searching for her always to repair his wrong, but never will he find her till the judgment day.
Nora!
Punished forever for his sins. Oh, Lord, and how will mine be punished?
Nora! Alana, pity me.
Here, crickets, you creatures, is your bread and salt.
That's the end of that, Satan. You folks come see us when old Nancy has a birthday again.
The Witch's Tale. The fascination of the eerie, weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, the Witch of Salem, and Satan, the wise black cat. They are waiting for you now.
$180-year-old, I I be today. Yes, sir. I mean 108-year-old. Satan, don't you ever raise your voice to me like that again. I know how old I be. Satan, give word to douse all lights and I'll spin the yard. That's it. Make it nice and dark. Sitting in the gloom's the way to hear our pretty tales. Now, draw up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into 'em deep, and soon you'll see a noble castle in old England as it was 200 years ago. Soon in a room of that castle, you'll see a pretty woman with hard and selfish eyes, and you'll hear the story of the violin. The violin.
Come in, Signor Tasso. Oh, 'tis only you, Kate.
Yes, milady.
I thought your knock was that of Tasso. Did you not deliver him my message?
Yes, milady. He will be here presently.
Methinks he takes his time.
He seemed reluctant to accept your invitation.
Reluctant? What manner of man is this Italian player of the violin who strives always to avoid me? Kate, am I growing old and ugly that this man should shun my presence?
You are very beautiful, milady. Methinks Signor Tasso does not wish to be alone with you overmuch because he fears that beauty.
Perhaps you are right. Perhaps he is one of those gentlemen of strict scruples who does not wish to forget that he is my husband's friend and guest.
You have made other gentlemen forget such scruples, milady.
Well, why not? When one is married to a fool who spends his days at the chase and his nights at the gaming tables, one must seek amusement. You know how often I find it.
Milady is very clever. And my lord, her husband, very trusting.
Stupid would be a better word. But never has he introduced such a man as this Italian to our house before. Is he not handsome, Kate?
Signor Tasso is the very picture of good looks, milady.
And handsome men are rare, almost as rare as men with scruples. If it is a sense of honor that makes the signor so aloof, he must be taught that it denies him much.
That's good, Tasso.
It's funny, yes, my lord.
He's coming, milady.
I heard, and the idiot is bringing my husband with him.
Here we are, Tasso. May we enter your nest, my little bird?
Bird? Of course, my lord. Come in and welcome.
Greeting, Nell, sweet wife. Your servant went said you had a wish to hear the music of friend Tasso. I have brought him to you, violin and all.
It was good of you to accompany him, my lord. You are ever so busy with other interests. I did not include you in my invitation.
I understand, my dear, but Tasso accused me of neglecting thee, so I am here at his insistence.
I see.
Oh, come in, friend Tasso. Don't linger in the hall.
Thank you, my Lord Gordon.
Greeting, signor.
My respects to you, my lady.
I wish to hear the music of your violin. Will you play?
It will be privilege and a pleasure.
Mind you make your music lively, Tasso. Give us none of your wishy-washy southern love songs.
On the contrary, my lord, the romantic airs of Signor Tasso's native land are what I wish to hear.
Oh, well, I suppose I'll have to listen then.
Why? I will not be offended if you return to your game. I fancy there is a game in progress below stairs.
Aye, and for rousing stakes. It nearly broke my heart to leave. If you really do not mind, my dear.
My lord, you will not leave us.
Of course you will.
But, please...
Signor Tasso, you insisted my husband come hither with you because you think that he neglects me. That is not so. I like music. He likes cards. He likes many friends around him. I prefer one. Must one of us mold our nature to the other?
Truly said, sweet Nell. We, friend Tasso, are one wedded pair who understand one another, each serenely trusting in the other's love and virtue. An exceptional couple, isn't that so, my dear?
You are always right, my lord.
And I am lucky to have such a wife. Well, I leave you two now.
Wait, I return to the tables with you.
Signor?
Why?
It must be.
Is not proper that I remain with my lady while her husband is away.
Nonsense, nonsense. That's some of your foreign ideas, my boy. You Italians may have reason to distrust and guard your women, but not we Englishmen. Stay and regale her ears with sentimental music, Tasso. I return to my game.
Won't you be seated, Signor?
Thank you.
Not so far away from me. Here is a softer chair.
I find this one very comfortable.
Then I shall move. Here, I shall recline upon this couch at your side.
As my lady wish.
You may go, Kate, and close the door.
No, Signora. It's not right for you and me to be in here behind the closed doors.
You have heard my husband's views. He has perfect trust in you and me. Go, Kate.
Yes, milady.
There. Are you so filled with scruples, Signor, because you do not trust yourself?
I trust myself completely, Signor. You wish me to play for you?
Yes, a love song.
Very well.
You leave my side?
You will like the music better if it comes to you from a distance.
Whence it comes does not matter if you play your love song to me.
I play a love song for you.
You are very different from other men whom I have known, Signor.
I am a simple gentleman, Signor. If I lack the graces of other men of your acquaintance, it's my misfortune.
Yes, your misfortune. Oh, what a beautiful melody. Still, 'tis not so beautiful as the emotion that it sings of. You agree, Signor?
I agree that love is the most wonderful of all the God's gifts to man.
A man who brings such music from those strings must love the very name of love.
I love the beautiful in love.
Can there be aught in love but beauty?
Yes, there can be baseness and dishonor.
Baseness, dishonor, they are but words to deny the foolish happiness. Are you foolish, Signor Tasso? Or are you merely cautious?
I don't understand.
I mean, if you loved a lady, a married lady, let's say, would you not forget such childish things as scruples if you could enjoy her love in secret, secure from her husband's wrath?
No, I'll not.
You have ceased playing.
With your permission, I will rejoin your husband and his friends.
So soon?
If you permit, please.
Signor Tasso, am I unpleasing to your eyes?
You are very beautiful.
And what manner of man are you who forever shun my company?
Signora, I beg your permission to leave.
And I'll not give it to you.
Then I must go without it.
You do not dare.
You force me to dare. Yes, you force me now to say that which will mean we never meet again. Your husband, my friend, may be blind to your real nature. But to me, it has been plain since first we met.
What do you mean?
That you are a bad woman.
You dare!
You think I've not sensed your purpose in always striving to be alone with me. Oh, I'm not conceited fool who think it is because you love me. You don't know the meaning of love. If I were not here, you would seek some other man. But I want not such a cheap thing as you. I want not such a vile dishonor. That is all I have to say. I go, Signora.
Oh, no. You don't go until I show you how I repay such insults.
Why do you tear your dress?
To teach you the worth of that honor you just flung in my teeth. Help! Help! Gordon!
Will you cry out for your husband?
So you can tell him your story while I shall tell him mine. Gordon! Gentlemen, help!
What is it? Where is my lady Stream? Oh, Nell, what is it?
What do you mean to do?
You shall soon see. Help! Help!
Nell, what have we here? Her gown. Tasso!
Your friend attempted to dishonor me.
No.
Tasso!
I swear
He seized me in his arms. See how he tore my dress.
She lies.
So thus you repay my friendship, Tasso.
Senor, I beg you, hear me.
I'll hear naught from you but a gasp of death.
No, sheathe your sword.
I sheathe it in your body.
Ow!
Your blade struck true. Our honor is avenged, my lord.
You have killed me. You might think my friend.
I killed you for the dog hour.
Your insult to an honest woman.
But breath enough remains for me to curse you both. Oh, Dio, God, as you are just, hear and grant the prayer I send to you now. Though my body soon return to dust, let my soul, my spirit still live on to punish those who kill me.
Silence him. Withdraw your sword and punch it in his breast again.
Say, one cannot strike a dying man who prays to God.
It would be a useless gesture, for a second thrust is not needed. Senor, you fear my prayer. Listen what it is. You wished I play for you a love song. Well, I pray that I will play a love song to you from the grave. A song that will bring you to your death, to many deaths. For you will live again in the women of your wicked blood. And to them also will I play a song of love and death. To them also.
Stop him, Gordon.
Be still. No. And for you, Lord Gordon, my friend only in name, I pray my music will bring your proud name to a dishonorable end. A dishonorable end such as you have brought to mine. That is my curse, my dying prayer. Dio, God of justice, answer.
What was that?
That violin.
No one of us stood near it.
It seemed a finger plucked its strings.
Tasso, forgive. Withdraw your prayer, your curse.
Tasso!
He is dead.
And now, Satan, 2 centuries later, our tale of the violin goes on.
Good heavens, in this supposedly enlightened year of 1939, you can't possibly believe in that old Gordon curse.
Oh, it's perfectly ridiculous, Dr. Matthews.
One cannot term a thing that has worked out consistently for 200 years ridiculous.
Oh, I'll admit there are some queer chapters in my family's history, but I don't believe anything supernatural was their cause.
If that old curse really plagues the Gordons, why has it only struck isolated members of the family? And why should Frederick and I be afraid of it?
Those portraits before you should answer.
You think Tasso's curse only strikes those who bear a strong physical resemblance to Lady Nell and her husband?
That point has been well proven. Compare your grandmother's portrait with that of Lady Nell, Frederick, and that of her father with this of Lady Nell's husband. All 4 met violent and disgraceful deaths, as though in answer to the Italian's prayer. You and Anne are third cousins. She is the last of Lady Nell's line, and you are the last of Lord Gordon's. I'm suddenly afraid for you both, because you've returned to this castle tonight as man and wife.
I see. Hated blood reunited and all that sort of thing.
What a splendid reception committee you proved to be for people on their honeymoon. We didn't expect you to approve of our elopement, but we never dreamed you'd try to frighten us with this wild bogey tale after we told you about it.
My dear children, I've been a second father to you. If you don't respect my fears, please humor them. Perhaps the thing I fear only exists in this castle. Leave it now, tonight. Don't try to live within these walls where Tasso met his death.
Oh, rot.
Naturally we're going to live here.
It's our home. It always has been. If any ghosts stalk around here, I've never seen them, and neither has anybody else. Oh, forget it, Doctor. Let's go back to the drawing room and find ourselves a drink.
Yes, come on.
No, thank you. Since you won't listen to me, I'm going home. Good night.
Well, he certainly made this a cheerful homecoming.
We expected such stodgy old people as Dr. Matthews to hold up their hands in fear and horror when they learned about our marriage. Tradition's very dear to them, especially when it concerns the supernatural.
The Gordon curse. Bah, silly rot.
You are very like that old painting of old Gordon, Fred.
And you might have posed for that portrait of Lady Nell. Only difference is in the costume.
I wonder if there is such a thing as reincarnation.
If it's true, in our case, we have a lot to make amends for. He was a stupid blighter, and she was... Well, one doesn't mention her sort in mixed company.
And we are the last of their blood reunited. Frederick, is that one of the servants at the end of the hall there?
I don't see...
It's gone now. Oh, it must have been a shadow I saw moving there.
Darling, you're not beginning to imagine things because of Dr. Matthews' warning.
No, of course not. Let's get out of here. Wait. Frederick.
Dear, what is it?
Listen.
To what? I don't hear anything.
It seems I hear the music of a violin. I know I heard it, Frederick.
Oh, you imagined it.
That's what I thought.
But there was no one here who could be playing the instrument.
You don't think I heard the violin of Tasso?
Tasso's been dead for 200 years.
Oh, I know. I'm a fool. This is the 20th century. I promise not to worry any more about his ghostly violin.
Good girl. Suppose we go back to the house now, eh?
Oh, no, it's pleasant out here in the garden. But will you fetch me a rat?
Of course. And don't listen to any spooky music while I'm gone.
I won't. Hurry back, dear.
I will.
What? Frederick! Frederick, come back! I hear it! I hear the violin, Frederick!
The lady does not care for music.
Who are you? Why do you play that violin?
I play a love song to you.
A love song to me?
It is my answer to all of your questions, to all of your fears, and all of your doubts. Do you not find my love song beautiful?
Very beautiful.
Still, it is not so beautiful as the emotion that it sings of.
Love is the most wonderful of God's gifts.
And the music will make you love the very name of love.
I only love the beautiful in love.
Can there be anything in love but beauty?
There can be baseness and dishonor.
They are but words to deny the foolish happiness.
I do not understand you.
If you were taught to love a man other than your husband, would you not forget such childish things as scruples and enjoy that love in secret?
What are you doing to me? You weave some spell about brain.
I'm playing to you a love song, Lady Nell.
Lady Nell?
Anne! Oh, Anne!
Anne. That's my name. Not Nell. But is it?
Lord Gordon, your husband comes. Since you and I must love in secret, I will leave you now.
Lord Gordon?
And
remember, we must enjoy our love in secret, for that was your way ever.
Anne! Oh, why don't you answer me? Anne!
Here I am.
Who are you talking to here?
No one.
I thought I heard your voice and that of a man.
There was no man here.
Anne, what's the matter with you? You seem dazed.
I'm all right.
You don't look it.
Frederick!
What?
Can't you hear it this time?
Hear what?
The music of a love song, played on a violin.
Your wife has a lover? In the Lord's name, what has happened to you in the last few months?
Enough to convince even a blinder fool than I. It began the night after we returned from our honeymoon. The night after you tried to frighten me with that old wives' tale of a curse. The only curse I'm afraid of is the one I married. Anne and I were sitting in the garden when suddenly she made a flimsy excuse to get rid of me. When I came back, I heard voices. Hers and that of a man. But when I reached her, the man was gone, and she denied that anyone had been there. That was my first intimation. A dozen times since I had similar experiences, and now she sneaks away from the castle for several hours at a time. She sneaks away to meet her lover.
I won't believe that boy. Anne's not the sort who...
She is! You once
believe that boy. Anne's not the sort who...
She is! You once implied a belief that she's the reincarnation of Lady Nell. Maybe you're right, for Anne has the same vile nature.
No matter what you suspect, you cannot be sure.
I mean to be sure. Tonight when she leaves the house, I mean to follow. Oh, these past 3 months I've lived in hell. But I'll follow her tonight. And if I find what I expect, I mean to kill.
Don't be a fool. Would you destroy yourself as well as her by wanton murder?
The law won't hang a man who is upholding the honor of his name. I'll kill them both and go scot-free.
Remember the history of Lord Gordon, who killed for the honor of his name. Remember the mistake he made and the punishment that followed.
I'll make no mistake.
Frederick!
Let me go! Let me go, I say, and go!
My boy!
I have a pistol in my pocket. Tonight I kill them both and go scot-free!
Frederick! Palmer! Palmer!
Yes, Dr. Matthews. What is wrong, sir?
I want you to follow him at once. Don't let him out of your sight. And have the first constable you meet place him under arrest.
Under arrest?
Yes. Oh, no, for having a pistol in his possession illegally. I'll take the full responsibility. Hurry. I must find Lady Anne and warn her.
Yes, sir. Very well, sir.
God help them both. Nothing may save them now. One cannot fight the dead man's curse.
You like the love song that I play for you, my lady?
Your music has become the only thing I live for. Yet how unhappy it has made me.
Unhappy?
Because I cannot hear it except during the few moments I steal each night to be with you in this garden. Oh, you have made me shameless. I love you with all my heart and soul. Yet you've never even kissed me.
Soon I shall kiss you.
Why should I beg you for love? 3 short months ago, I adored the man I married.
You had not met me 3 months ago.
Yet it seems I knew you a long, long time ago.
It seems so?
Yes. Oh, what are you? You have cast a spell upon me. There's something terrible, something unnatural about the way you rule my mind. Why don't you tell me who you are?
Once we agreed I am a masquerader.
You always wear that costume, always masquerading.
But soon the masquerade will end, Signor. Soon my violin will rest.
And soon you'll hold me in your arms. Hold me now. Give me just one single kiss to ease the ache that is in my heart.
Will you want that kiss in secret?
It's our only way.
Now my arm is open for you. I will give you the kiss you beg.
But if someone espies...
You love me, and you must follow love as I once followed honor.
Yes, I love you. Take me in your arms. Kiss me on the lips.
The first kiss and the last.
Oh! Your lips are as cold as death.
And my arm strong as the grave.
Frederick!
I knew I'd find you with a man.
Put down that gun.
Don't try to leave his arms. You haven't time.
He's going to shoot. Let me go.
The spirit has lived on to punish.
I know you now. Your torso. Oh!
Frederick! Frederick! Come on, Doctor. You found me too late. I killed them both.
Oh, God forgive you.
Grab his pistol, Bill. You can have it now. I knew you were after me with those policemen, Doctor, but you're too late. Arrest me if you will. A court will free me again. The law doesn't punish men who kill for honor. Look at my wife. Her guilt is proven. There she lies with her lover as they fell.
Frederick, you're mad. Only Anne is lying there.
Where's this Anne you speak of?
Why, he isn't there. I shot them both. They fell together.
Only a woman lies dead upon the ground. You've not to show a jury that you found her with a lover.
But I saw him. I shot him. My pistol almost touched his body. It was impossible to miss. I saw him fall. I killed for my honor.
If you can convince a court that that's your belief, they may send you to a madhouse instead of the gallows. Come along.
The curse has reached its end.
Dr. Matthews.
Yes, Frederick?
I think I hear the music of a violin.
And that was the end of the violin, Satan, under the violinist's curse. When these folks come see us next week on my birthday, we'll have another pretty little story to spin 'em.
The Witch's Tale. The fascination of the eerie. Weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, the Witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They are waiting for you now.
I be today, yes, sir, 108-year-old. Well, Satan, tell these folks to douse their lights. That's it. Make it nice and dark and cheerful while you listen to our soothing little bedtime stories. Draw up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into 'em deep. And soon you'll see a boat that's coasting off the shores of the islands, a highway, oh, highway, where the flowers are finest perfume and weeds are rankest poison, where there's happiness and life and sunshine, and where there's darkness, fear and death. Highway! That's the setting for our pretty tale we calls the King Shark God. The King Shark God.
Roy, just look at this bay we're coming into. That beach, there's mountains in the distance. Get out of that chair and look.
Oh, I'm more comfortable sitting here within reach of a drink. To me, that bay is just Mayokona Harbor, where we'll get off this boat and drive to Kohala. I've lived in these islands for 3 long years, you know.
Oh, if you spent a lifetime here, I wouldn't understand how you can be so bored. Why, this is God's country.
10 to 1, you'll be fed up with the place before I was. Your capacity for enjoyment is handicapped by a lot of morals, while I, having no morals, have managed to keep a degree of interest. Thanks to the very pretty women here. Women and pineapples are 2 products for which Hawaii can't be beaten.
So I understand.
You'll be chump enough to only appreciate the pineapples. Lord, how time changes a fella. When you used to play hooky from school back in San Francisco, who'd ever have dreamt that you'd become a missionary? When I saw you step off the boat in Honolulu wearing a black suit and with a Bible sticking from your pocket, I nearly dropped dead.
Well, I thought the clerical black would probably impress you with my new dignity, so wore it purposely and nearly roasted.
I noticed you lost no time in changing to white when we reached the hotel. Now you look like a human being again.
Thanks.
You know, I wonder if becoming a preacher hasn't just been a change of clothes for you. I wonder if you're not still a rowdy underneath.
Well, what about you? Ever since we had our reunion 3 days ago, you tried to shock me with tales of your gambling and drinking and your love affairs. I wonder if that's not mostly pose, and if you're not still the good little boy you used to be in school.
No, I'm living now as I always wanted to live. I simply lack the nerve to be myself back home where people knew me. Out here, nothing matters, but to have a good time in the easiest way you can get it. I wonder how long it'll take those islands to bring out your real self, as they brought out mine.
I think I've discovered my real self.
I wonder. When we were kids, you used to like the girls. Wait till we get to Kohala, and you get an eyeful of my Irene. I'll bet she makes you forget you came here to save souls.
Your Irene?
Oh, no, don't prepare to get shocked. Everything's perfectly proper. Matter of fact, this girl's so straight-laced, I'm thinking of making her Mrs. Caldwell.
But you're planning to be married?
Mm-hmm. They asked you to tie the knot for us.
You never mentioned this before. Oh, Roy, you were only fooling when you told me those wild tales of your dissipations. You were just trying to get my goat. Why didn't you tell me you were engaged?
Because I just made up my mind over this last bottle of rum. And I wasn't kidding about the other girls. This one simply got me going, so I'll do anything to get her. When I go back to the States, divorce won't be much trouble.
You mean you'd marry with divorce already in your mind?
You wouldn't expect me to go back to California married to a half-caste.
A half-caste?
Mm-hmm. But you'd never guess it in a million years to meet her. She's blonde as you are, speaks English like a Vassar scholar, and her name's Irene McGlennon. Yet her mother's a full-blooded Kanaka.
And you'd wreck her life by...
I'd only do what the average white man does when he's stuck in a backwoods native village for any length of time. Those who stay there, stay married. Those who go home alone. That's how Irene's father went. Only he'd been better off if he hadn't. He fell overboard before his ship cleared Maracona Harbor, and a shark got him. They say old Kalima, that's Irene's mother, put a curse on him. The natives believe in such punk curses here. That means we'll dock in a few minutes. Come on, let's get our baggage together.
Yes, I'm anxious to get ashore, and to Kohala.
Hey, you wouldn't tell Irene what I just said.
Do you think I'd allow you to harm anyone so horribly when it's in my power to prevent it? The moment we reach Kohala, I'm calling on that girl.
Hey, Whit, come back here. Whit,
take your hands away. Let me go.
No, you gotta listen. I didn't mean a word I said. It was a joke, Whit, just a joke.
A joke?
Yes, to get your goat, to shock you. And you swallowed every word. I was only kidding. I'm mad about that girl. Look, I'm so much in love that I even carry a lock of her hair in my watch. And she keeps a lock of mine about her. I wouldn't do her any harm. I swear I was only kidding.
You could kid as you did about someone you really care for.
It was in rotten taste, I know, but I wanted to shock you. Oh, I've been drinking too much today. The liquor made me forget I was going too far. You won't say anything to Irene when you meet her? Promise you won't.
I'm not sure you're telling me the truth, Roy.
Yes, I am honest. Like we used to say as kids, cross my heart and hope to die.
All right, I believe you.
Oh, I knew you would.
Oh, what are they shouting about back there?
Oh, guess they've sighted a shark.
Oh, where? I've never seen one.
Everyone's running toward the stern. If you want to look, come on.
Here. I see it.
Yeah, and it's a big one, a man-eater. What the natives call a man-child.
No, that shark, no man-child. That shark, come who alive.
What did that Kanaka say?
Oh, he corrected me. He said that the fish was no ordinary man-child, but Kamahoalai, the king shark god.
King shark god?
Yes, some of these dumb Kanakas worship sharks. Still do, I guess. Oh, they're full of crazy superstitions. Say, is that thunder?
Thunder?
Can't you hear it?
I don't hear a thing except those people about us.
Funny. I hear it. Now it's growing louder.
Roy, your face is white as a sheet. What's wrong?
I feel suddenly dizzy. Too much liquor, I suppose.
Well, let me help you to a chair, old man.
Oh, no, I'm all right. You still don't hear any thunder?
No.
Wonder what's the matter with me.
Oh, you better sit down. Come on.
No. I wish that thunder had stopped roaring in my head. It's like a voice. A voice that's calling me. Calling from the water. Calling louder. Always louder.
Roy.
It is a voice that's calling. A voice I've got to answer.
Come back here. Roy! Stop that man. He's climbing on the rail.
Stop him!
Lord. Roy!
I've got to answer!
And that was the last we saw of Roy, Dr. Rainey, or of the huge shark. Just blood and rippling water.
Your introduction to Hawaii hasn't been a very happy one, Mr. Mason.
No, it all seemed so beautiful. And then... Doctor, you saw a lot of Roy during the years he spent here in Kohala. Was the insanity that caused him to jump overboard a sudden thing, or had you noticed indications that his mind was affected?
You think insanity was responsible for Roy's death?
Of course, it's the only explanation. I've told you how he acted just before.
He heard thunder that called him, you said?
Yes.
Mr. Mason, did Roy say anything to you about a woman?
Why, he mentioned a number of women.
Yeah, knowing his nature, I've no doubt of that. But did he speak of a particular girl here in Kohala, a half-caste girl named Irene McGlennon?
Yes.
Was he planning to play her some sort of a dirty trick?
Why do you ask that?
Because Irene McGlennon's father jumped off a boat for no apparent reason when he planned to play a dirty trick on Irene's mother. And a shark got him just as one got Roy Caldwell.
Roy told me that story. The coincidence hadn't occurred to me before.
There have been several coincidences connected with the McGlennons. Before Roy, 2 other young white men who were interested in Irene met mysterious deaths in shark-infested waters.
What are you driving at, Doctor?
Mr. Mason, only 160-odd years ago, this land was unknown to white men and what we call civilization. Oh, with help from the Chinese and Japs, we've done a lot to it in a short time. May heaven forgive us. But we haven't yet destroyed all that was here before we came.
I'm afraid I don't understand you.
And you won't until you learn these islands for yourself. I think you're a human being in spite of your black broadcloth. Take an old sinner's advice and keep away from Irene McGlennon.
I'm here in Kohala to preach the gospel, Doctor, not to become interested in any woman.
Stick to those principles and you'll be all right. Otherwise... Do you know what taboo means?
It's a native word that means forbidden.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you what Roy Caldwell knew and didn't heed. This girl's mother is an Hawaiian. She's a priestess of the old gods and the old order which our civilization has only touched. The man she loved gave her cause to hate his race. And the Kanakas say Irene, her daughter, is taboo to white men.
May I say how much I enjoyed your sermon, Mr. Mason?
Miss McGlennon, I'm so glad to see you.
I'm flattered that you remember me. We've only met once before, you know, when you and Dr. Rainey brought me the news about poor Mr. Caldwell.
I hope you've recovered from the terrible shock of that news.
Your inspiring sermons have helped me to forget. I felt as though you talked directly to me from the pulpit.
I have. You haven't been out of my mind a single moment since I met you. I mean, when I've seen you and your mother in church, I hoped I could help you forget poor Roy.
I understand. Well, you haven't met my mother, have you?
No.
Mother, will you come here?
Yes, we come.
This is Mr. Mason, Mother.
How you do?
I'm very happy to know you, Mrs. McGlennon.
My name Kalima.
Mother prefers to be called by her Hawaiian name.
Yeah, Kalima.
I see. Perhaps Miss McGlennon, you also...
Oh, no. My native name would be a little difficult for strangers to pronounce. It's Kanahaiaweo.
Oh, that's such a beautiful name. I like to call you Kanahaiaweo when I cease to be a stranger.
Well, to advance our friendship, won't you visit Mother and me some evening?
I'd love to.
Well, how will this coming Thursday be? You'll have dinner with us?
Thursday will be splendid.
Good. Come Thursday.
Thank you, Mrs. McGlennon.
Me Kalima.
Oh, yes, of course. Excuse me.
Now we must be going, Mother. For here comes Dr. Rainey to take Mr. Mason away.
Good morning, Mason. Hello, Irene. Aloha, Kalima.
Good morning, Doctor. Goodbye till Thursday, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, till Thursday.
I'll be there early.
What's this about Thursday? You folks inviting the new minister to dinner or something?
Yes, Doctor.
Well, that's great. Nothing like getting a free feed when you can. If you and your mother don't mind, Irene, I'll come along too and have one.
Why? We shall be delighted to have you, of course.
I knew you'd say that. Glad you made it Thursday, though. That's my only free evening this week.
We shall expect you both. Come, Mother.
Goodbye, Irene. Aloha, Kalima.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Till we meet again, Mr. Mason.
Very beautiful girl, Irene, isn't she?
What? I really haven't noticed.
Oh, you're staring after her like a lost sheep because she and her mother have become such good parishioners of yours, I suppose. That's right, my boy. Always keep an eye on the customers.
I still don't.
I don't like this sudden religious fervor. Old Kalima's especially. You're the only unattached white man in Kohala now. It almost looks as though she wished you to become interested in Irene.
Oh, that's nonsense. The same kind of nonsense you tried to make me believe about Roy Caldwell's death. Please drop the subject, Doctor. You've harped on it ever since the day I met you.
And my harping hasn't done a bit of good.
Well, did you expect to convince me with your wild theory that old Hawaiian woman has caused 4 men to be killed by sharks? If it were possible for her to have such an impossible power, do you think I'd believe she or her daughter would harm anyone after I watched them in church every Sunday for a month? Anyone so sincere in their worship of God as those 2 women can have no treachery inside their hearts for men.
So you think they and the other natives in your congregation really worship our white God? Really believe as you do?
I don't think, Doctor. I'm positive.
All right, I'll say no more. Irene and her mother must have forgotten something. They're coming back here.
Oh, Mr. Mason, when we invited you for dinner, Mother and I made a very foolish mistake. Thursday is the one evening of the week we shall not be free. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Dr. Rainey. You said you were engaged on every other night, didn't you?
Yes.
Will you come on Wednesday, Mr. Mason?
Well, that will suit me splendidly.
Now, goodbye again, Mr. Mason, and Dr. Rainey.
Goodbye, Miss McGlennon.
Hello.
Goodbye, Mrs. Kalima.
Goodbye. Sorry I'm so busy Wednesday.
The doctor knows we don't want him, Mother.
No matter. The young Heoli already look at you with longing eyes.
But his eyes look differently than other men's have looked. His eyes seem good.
White men never good. I teach you that.
Yes, they're all bad like my father.
And like your father and the others. We give this man to Kamaho'olai.
Yes, to Kamaho'olai, the king shark god.
Good night, Kanahaiawei.
It's time I taught you to say aloha. Don't you like our custom of using the same word for parting as we do for greeting? It seems to make the parting shorter.
Nothing can make separation from you seem short.
You see me every evening.
That's not enough. It's nearly 2 months since I came first to call on you, yet it seems like yesterday. I never dreamed anyone could know such happiness as I found with you.
I'm glad you've been happy. Now I must go in.
No, don't go yet. There's something I want to tell you. Something I wanted to say for weeks, but lacked the courage to put it into words. Now.
You must tell me another time. My mother is waiting.
No, now I've started. I must finish before I lose my nerve again. Irene, I love you.
Don't say such things.
You don't care for me?
Don't ask me questions now. Come tomorrow night and we'll talk. Now I must go.
I won't let you go. You do care for me. I see it in your eyes. Oh, Irene, say you'll be my wife. Say that you'll marry me.
Tomorrow. I must go in.
Irene.
Aloha.
Why do you weep?
Mother, I thought you'd gone to bed.
Why do you weep?
No reason. Just because I'm tired, I guess.
Did you do what I say tonight?
No, not yet. Oh, you must give me time.
I have already given you time. Too much time. Come, I will. Have you fall in love with this white man that you must kill?
Oh, Mother.
Ah, you fall in love with this white man?
No.
That is well. It would be danger for one taboo. Very danger for a piece of Kamolai. There must be no more delay. The king shortcut has found it long. Tomorrow we must have another sacrifice.
Oh, tomorrow is so soon.
Tomorrow is very late.
Tomorrow.
Darling, I won't let you stop me as you did last night. I love you. I want you for my wife.
Oh, don't say such things. And don't look at me like that.
My dear.
Don't look at me like that, I say. Can't you realize that I'm a half-caste? My hair's as yellow as yours. My skin's white. But I'm a brown savage underneath. A brown savage. Why don't you gaze at me as all others of my father's race have done? As an inferior, a female animal. As something they can take and break. Don't look at me gently. Don't be different from the rest. Oh, I want to hate you.
You poor dear. I don't care what your blood is. I only know I love you.
You don't know what you're saying. You must go away and never see me again.
You don't want me to go away. You love me.
Yes, I love you.
That's all that matters.
Then in the morning, you must take me to Honolulu. We'll be married there and take the first steamer for San Francisco.
You mean leave Kohala?
Yes, and Hawaii forever.
Forever?
It's our only safety, yours and mine.
Safety?
Oh, don't question. Just do as I ask. Please. Oh, please.
I don't understand, but I'll do anything you wish.
I'll try to explain later. Now take me home. I'll meet you at the dock tomorrow at 10. A boat's leaving for the mainland then. But you must tell no one of our plan.
You mean except your mother?
No, my mother least of all.
You don't want your mother to know?
My daughter, Joe.
Mother!
Mrs. McGlennon.
Me, Kalima.
You're hiding behind those palm trees, listening.
It is a warm night. I walk on beach. You come talk. I hear.
Oh.
Mr. Mason, my daughter make joke to you. She no want to leave Kohala. But tomorrow, you go boat to Honolulu. Bring back wedding ring from there. Then you, she marry here.
Mother, you mean you'll let us be married?
Tell it. After Mr. Mason come back Honolulu. But Mr. Mason be away from you all day on trip. You'll be less lonely for him. Before he go, you take one lock your future husband hair.
A lock of my hair?
No. Don't let her have a single hair from your head. Don't let anyone have one.
Then I will.
I won't let you.
You will take.
No.
You haka kahuna kamahoalai.
Kamahoalai.
Irene. Kalima. I don't understand.
My mother has just reminded me of an old Hawaiian belief that the soul and life dwells equally in all parts of the body. If you leave a lock of your hair with me, it will be as though I had you with me tomorrow, even though you're away in Honolulu.
I've heard about that nation. I'd be glad to give you a lock of my hair, Irene. It's a rather pretty idea for people who are in love. But I really can't approve of any pagan superstition about it.
I cut the hair.
No, I cut it. Cut it carefully.
Now, you have.
And I shall keep it safe.
Yeah, well safe. For this lock of white man's hair, it means a white man's life.
I won't go with you any further. I won't go where that monster shark is swimming.
Come.
No. Oh, Mother, please.
Come. Come, Holai, call.
I hear his voice. I go to him. Oh, but don't make me do this thing tonight. Oh, don't.
We'll stand by his sacred water now. Until we hear. Oi, kohana lai akua. Oi, kamaho lai akua. Look, he come.
Oh, I can't look at him swimming there.
He's in. Kamaho lai hungry. You know a foodie like for long.
You can't make me give him this man's life. He's not like other white men. This one is good.
No white man good. Kamaho lai hungry. Give.
No, I will not give this white man's life.
You will not give life. You only give lock of hair to God in water.
No, Mother, please.
Quick, come Holai, speak. He tired of wait.
I won't give it to him. I don't believe any more he is a god. He's just a monster savage shark. That's all you are, a savage shark.
Come Hawaii.
I won't be frightened. The voice of a god's not speaking. That's only natural thunder. You, my mother, have taught me to fear this thing. You made me his priestess when I was a baby. Taught me his evil worship because my father had left you and you wanted revenge on his race. But I'm of my father's blood as well as yours. I don't believe in your shark god anymore. I don't believe.
If you do not believe, what harm can lock of hair in water do?
I've believed so long.
Yeah, and will believe until you die. Give lock of hair.
No, I'd helped you send other men to death. But this beast can't have the one I love.
You give King Shark good lock of hair. Or I kill your white man with knife.
Mother!
Give!
Here, Mother. I give you a lock of hair to give your God. A lock of hair. A life.
Yellow hair, white man's hair. I give Kamaho life. I throw it in the water. As you take the pot, so take the whole. As you take the hair, so take the life. Come, whole I take.
Oh, have pity. Have pity.
I'll buy the ring the moment I land in Honolulu, darling. And you'll be waiting here at the dock when my boat returns from there tomorrow. Then I've arranged with Mr. Evans to perform the ceremony. Irene, why are you so silent this morning? Aren't you feeling well?
I'm all right.
My daughter will wait you here by sea tomorrow.
I'll depend on you to see that she does, Mrs. Kalima. Oh, they're getting ready to haul up the gangplank. I must go aboard. Aloha, dear. You said that sort of goodbye made separation seem shorter. But if you really believe that heathen notion about the lock of hair, part of me is staying here with you.
Yes, and I have kept it safe. I have it here.
Uh-huh.
All aboard, all of the tank.
I must go. Aloha, dear. Aloha, Kalima.
Aloha.
Kana will. Where you get the lock of hair? It is that white man's.
Yes, my hair is yellow too. It was mine you gave to the king shark god.
Your hair? I give my daughter life, Kamaho alive.
Yes, you gave him my life, and now he comes to claim the sacrifice you pledged him. Aloha, I go to pay your debt of hate.
My daughter, come back. Kana will.
Irene, hurry back. Keep running off the dock. Irene! Ow! The shark! The shark! Irene! My darling!
My daughter, my Kana will. Oh, my Kana will.
You folks come see me next week on my birthday, and we'll have another pretty yarn to spin ye.
The fascination of the eerie. Weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, the witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They are waiting for you now.
I be today. Yes, sir. 113-year-old. Well, Satan, if you'll pass the word to douse all lights, we'll be getting down to business. That's it. Make it nice and dark. Sitting amongst the gloomy shadows is the way to hear our purty tales. Now, draw up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into 'em deep, and soon you'll see inside a little shop across the seas in Paris, France. A little curiosity shop it is, full of odd and old and funny things for sale. And there begins our story of the mannequin. The mannequin.
Look, monsieur. The powder box of Marie Antoinette, about 2,000 francs.
I haven't the slightest use for a lady's powder box.
No? I show monsieur the pistol of Maximilien Robespierre.
I'm not interested in pistols.
I show monsieur the sword of the Marquis de Lafayette.
Please, I don't want that either.
You do not desire the sword of Lafayette?
No, all Monsieur desires is to get out of here. Wait, Paul. I owe Henri an explanation after looking at everything in this place. Monsieur, I regret that I must leave your excellent shop without making a purchase. But you see, I came here in search of a particular something which I have not found.
Oh, what is it, Monsieur Seek, you have not found?
I don't know.
Comment?
All I know is that I became convinced that there was something in your shop that, well, crazy as it may sound, something that wanted me to have it.
I always knew a man had to be insane before he chose painting as a career, but that notion proves that you're even madder than the average artist. Something that wanted me to have it. Bah!
Monsieur, do I understand you are an artist?
Why, yes.
An artist who paint picture?
Guilty.
Oh, monsieur, come quick, this way.
What for?
I have something you will buy. Something only for the artist.
What on earth?
Must be something precious if he keeps it behind all these locks.
Wait until you see. Entree.
You want us to go down in that cellar?
Oui, monsieur. Follow me. I turn on the light.
What
Un moment. Come, monsieur. Please come.
All right. See nothing down there but crates and broken junk.
He's unlocking another door.
Please come, monsieur. Tout de suite.
Come on, Paul.
I'm with you. What the deuce does he want you to see?
I think it's the thing I came here to find. I feel its call again. Whatever wants me to have it lies behind that door.
Oh, bunk.
We'll soon find out. He's drawing the last bolt.
Prenez garde à ce que vous faites, je crains.
He says he's afraid.
Now the door's unlocked, he doesn't pull it open. What's wrong with you, Henri?
You're trembling like a frightened child. What are you afraid of?
What's behind that door?
I open the door, monsieur. Regardez.
Good Lord.
There's a woman in that closet.
She's hanging by the neck.
Her hands and feet are bound with ropes.
This man's a murderer.
They've killed her.
No. She is not a woman. She is a mannequin.
Oh, my God.
What?
It's only a mannequin, Paul. A lay figure.
You mean a dummy?
Yes. Every artist has one in his studio. You've seen mine. I drape costumes on it instead of using a live model.
The figure in your studio isn't anything like this one.
I should say it isn't. This is a work of art. It's positively lifelike.
To me, it still looks like a woman hanging there.
Why have you got it trussed up, Henri? As though it were some dangerous animal. Take that rope from around the neck and bring it under the light so that I can see it properly.
Oh, oui, monsieur.
Monty, he's frightened to death of the thing.
I can see that. But why? It's merely a big doll made of wooden cloth and cotton stuffing. Bring it out, Henri.
Oui, monsieur. Tout de suite.
That's right. Cut the rope from its neck. Hurry up, she isn't going to bite you.
Oui, monsieur.
Oh, aren't you going to cut those cords that bind the hands and feet? I want to see how the joints work.
Monsieur, you perhaps will cut the cords?
Oh, give me the knife.
Easy.
I don't wonder they don't like to touch the thing, Monty. It seems living, human.
The most remarkable mannequin I've ever seen. Its covering is of the finest silk. Look how it's padded. Every muscle, every feature is perfection.
The face is almost beautiful.
It's lovely. A master artist did this job. He was a crackerjack mechanic, too. Listen, as I move these joints about, you don't hear the slightest squeak.
How's the hair fastened on? It actually seems to be growing from the head.
Say, the hair isn't an ordinary wig. Sounds like a wooden base underneath. Tiny holes must have been drilled in the head and the hairs inserted one by one.
Who could have gone to all that trouble?
Search me. The maker has given her glass eyes, too.
Yes, I've already noted that. And they stare at us as though that dummy understood every word we're saying.
Funny. Those eyes do convey an illusion of intelligence.
Monsieur, you find the mannequin good?
Good? She's perfect.
Then you will buy? You will take away?
Well, I'd like to, Henri, but I can't afford anything so fine.
My price is very low, monsieur.
Yes, I've already heard some examples of what you call low. How much?
Ah, monsieur, we wish to be rid of her. The price, it do not matter so long you take her from the shop.
Monty, wait. There's something funny about this figure. They're too anxious to get rid of it.
You're sure this isn't stolen goods, Henri?
No, monsieur. We are honest people. We prove we buy this mannequin from place in Lyon. We buy her cheap. That is the reason we sell cheap to you.
Well, I don't know what this mystery is, but if you can prove you bought her legally in Lyons, I'll take her.
You buy her, monsieur?
Pack her up, and I'll tell you where to send her.
Oh, oui. Now, here is the box in which she came, monsieur.
It looks like a coffin. Monty, you won't have it delivered to your door in that. It'll frighten your wife to death.
It probably would give Florette a turn, but I'll warn her what to expect. No, better than that. We'll take it home with us on top of a cab. And now, monsieur, you will place my purchase in its box. I'll pay you and be on my way.
Would monsieur mind if I do not touch the mannequin again? You, monsieur, will lift her in the box?
You don't like her a little bit, do you? Now that I've removed the cords with which you had her bound, you probably think her hands will throttle you or something. Well, I'm not afraid of her. Come, pretty lady, prepare to travel.
Monty!
Monsieur!
Monty, I just saw that figure's arms curl about your shoulders. It looked as though she were embracing you.
Now that we're nearly home, Paul, please wipe that look of superstitious gloom from your face. Aren't you yet convinced that my new mannequin is just a mannequin?
Naturally, your explanation of the thing's weird movements is the only reasonable one.
Of course. Hanging in the damp cellar of that shop, its wooden frame became warped and out of adjustment. That's what made its limbs perform those eerie contortions. I confess I was considerably startled, though, when its arms wrapped themselves so lovingly around my neck. I mustn't tell Florette I've purchased such an amorous lady. You know how jealous she is. Ah, here we are.
I'm glad. And that figure's coffin-like box above us on the roof of this cab, I felt as though I were riding with a corpse.
I'd better assure Florette that that's not what I'm bringing home before she sees the box and starts to wonder. Oh, darn, it's too late. There she is at the window.
Now, Raymond's with her.
Well, thank heaven he's here. I'll have a brother artist to help me gloat over my new purchase. He won't share your dislike of her.
They've left the window. They must be coming to the door.
Yes. Take down that box, cabby.
Oui, monsieur.
I'll send Potter over to help him carry it inside.
Monty!
Hello, Florette. Hello, Raymond.
I say, old chap, what have you got in that beastly-looking box?
We saw you arriving in the wonder.
Just wait until you see her.
Wait till we see her.
Yes, darling. I'm bringing home my new sweetheart.
Your new sweetheart?
Don't be jealous yet. Is Potter around?
We left him standing at the door.
Potter! Oh, Potter!
Yes, Mr. Montague.
Come here and help the cabby with his box.
Right away, sir.
What is inside that box, Monty?
You'll soon find out. Oh, howdy, you fellows. Bring her in. I'll open the door for you.
Thank you, sir. Here we are.
You can lay her down here in the hallway. That's right. Now get me a hammer, Potter. There's one in my studio. Or will you pay the cabby, Paul?
Monty, tell us what you have in that box immediately.
Yes, don't keep us in suspense, old chap.
You'll see for yourselves in a moment. Potter, hurry up.
Here's the hammer, sir. Here's the hammer. Shall I give it the work, sir?
No, I'll open it. There's only a single nail at each end holding the boards. Behold.
Good Lord.
Mr. Montague.
Take her away. She's a corpse.
No, Florette. It's just a wax figure.
You're both wrong. It's my new mannequin.
New mannequin, Monty?
Wait till I lift her out and show you.
Oh, she puts her arms on your neck.
You explain that, Paul, while I place her in this chair.
The framework inside is warped, Florette, which makes the limbs spring into queer positions. At least that's what Monty says.
The thing's an absolute work of art.
I knew you'd appreciate her, Ray.
But, Monty, these joints aren't warped in any way. They move in my hands without the slightest effort.
Because walking is not the reason why her arms move just like light. She's more than just a mannequin. She's not good. I do not like her.
You're jealous of my new sweetheart. For that's what she is. My newfound love. She's certainly lovely, isn't she, Florette?
What was it?
I heard it, too.
Heard what?
Monty, that figure sighed.
You're crazy.
No, I heard her.
So did I.
Me too, sir.
Then the four of you are batty.
Monty, take this thing away. I will not have it here, I'm afraid.
Dear, you're not going to become hysterical over a big stuffed doll. Here, let me hold you in my arms.
The figure made a hissing sound.
It did.
Look at his eyes. They stab me with hate.
Aye, they do.
Have you all become raving lunatics?
She or I must leave this house, Monty. I will not stay here with her.
Nor I, sir. I gives notice.
Oh, this is becoming ridiculous.
Now, Monty's right. We're making fools of ourselves. Because this figure is so lifelike, we're imagining things that can't possibly be so.
You certainly are. Potter, stop trembling like a frightened puppy and mix everyone a scotch and soda. Yourself included. It's apparently needed to steady such flighty nerves.
Yes, sir.
Serve it in the studio. Go on in, fellas.
Come on, Paul.
All right.
I come too.
Wait, Florette. Before we leave here, I want you to take a good look at this mannequin and convince yourself it's no more than cloth and cotton stuffing.
I do not wish to look. Her eyes stare at me with hate.
How can eyes made of glass show any emotion?
Monty, I'm afraid of her. No matter what you say, I know she is more than what she seems. And I know she do not like me.
Florette, dear, you should be ashamed of the way you're acting. Come now, snap out of it.
I am very silly, I suppose. That thing, it can be nothing more than just a great big doll.
You know it can't.
Yes, I know. And I'm afraid of her no longer. I prove to you she cannot frighten me, Sherry. Regardez, I slap her face.
No, don't. You might knock her off that chair and break her.
Very well. But because I meant to slap her face, you see, I am not afraid of her anymore.
Your courage is proven. Now let's go in and join the others.
Wait. First, kiss me, mon petit. You did not kiss me when you arrived.
I was too excited over my purchase, I guess. Now I'll make up for lost time.
Yes, kiss me. Kiss me much.
Oh! Dear, what's the matter? Paul, Raymond, come here. What is it? What's the matter? Look at Florette. She suddenly collapsed in my arms as though she'd been struck.
Struck?
Yes, Paul. You're a doctor. See what's wrong with her.
Blood oozing from her head.
She's not badly hurt?
No, merely a flesh wound. Just enough to knock her out. What did it?
I don't know.
There's a hammer lying at her feet. Someone must have thrown it at her.
But we were alone here.
You were not alone.
I tell you...
Monty, that mannequin was here. And when you opened the case in which you brought her here, you left this hammer lying beside her hand.
find what they call a natural explanation for everything, Raymond. Even says she did not throw that hammer at my head last month.
Ray, will you try to talk some sense into this poor deluded child?
My dear Florette, Monty is right in insisting that your accident was due to some normal cause. It's impossible to believe that an inanimate lay figure threw a hammer at you.
That mannequin is not the thing it seems, I tell you. She tried to cause my death because she loved my husband.
My dear child, you can't believe such arrant nonsense as that.
Oh, you are like Monty. You think me just a fool. Paul is the only one who do not say that I am crazy when I speak about that mannequin. But he is gone away from Paris now.
Thank heaven for that. I couldn't stand both him and you talking madness day and night.
Oh, Raymond, I must make you believe what I say for Monty's sake. Since that figure come here, he have changed.
I have not changed.
You have. Ever since you know me, I have been your model. Now no more you let me pose for you. You paint only from that mannequin.
Oh, for the love of Ray. You know I'm working on a canvas depicting Abelard and Helwaz. Florette posed for Helwaz and the face is finished. Now I'm simply painting in the costume. And she saw because I draped it on the mannequin, instead of making her stand motionless for hours like a wooden clothes horse.
All artists do that, you know, Florette.
But he is not only painting in the costume. He have retouched the face for which I pose until now he look like the mannequin.
Well, what if I have?
Have you, Monty?
Yes.
Why?
I will tell you. The face of Helwaz should be all love. I love Monty, but I am just a simple woman. The figure is more than woman. And she loves him more than I do.
Oh, that's rot. But, well, crazy as it may sound to you, Ray, I did catch an expression of absolute devotion from that mannequin's painted face.
Because she know you. You told me that she called to you before you ever see her in that shop from which you buy her.
I'm sick of this whole business. I know she's nothing but a jointed image. I'll never have a moment's peace while she remains inside the house. You win, Florette.
You mean...
I'll get rid of her. You've admired her, Ray. You'll take care of her.
I've heard enough of your silly talk about a voice inside this box, Potter. Now that we've reached my chambers, pour yourself a drink and forget it.
But there was a voice, Mr. Raymond. Mr. Montague heard it, and so did his missus.
Well, I didn't. All I heard was a crash as you let your end of this case fall to the floor. And if I find the figure inside broken, I'll strangle you for it. Find me something with which to pry this lid open.
You're not going to take the figure out, sir?
Naturally. Now, this heavy hunting knife will do the trick, I think. There we are, Potter. Lift the lid aside.
Yes, sir.
And now I lift the fair, inanimate cause of so much unreasoning terror from her most uncomfortable-looking casket. Out you come, pretty one. I'm not afraid of you. You're going to live with me now. Florette says you're in love with Monty, but he's given you to me. You won't see him anymore.
Look, the figure's hand.
Huh?
It's grabbed that hunting knife.
Her other hand's at my throat, Potter. Potter, get that knife.
She stabbed him, killed him, and now she's coming after me.
Florette, will you please stop pacing the floor like a caged animal? Raymond has the figure safely inside his studio by this time, and it's not coming back here.
What was that?
Mary, the doorbell did.
It is she come back.
Rot, it's probably Potter returning from Raymond's place. I'll let him in.
Hello, Monty.
Paul.
Hello, Florette.
Oh, Paul, I am glad to see you. You alone do not say I am a fool about that mannequin.
You see, the lay figure is still the paramount topic of conversation, Paul. Just as when you went away from Paris.
I'm not surprised. And I'm here to carry on the conversation, Monty. I've just returned from Lyons, where your big doll came from.
What do you mean?
I went there purposely to learn what I could about the figure, and I discovered some interesting things. Look at this photograph. But first let me cover half of it with my hand. Here.
Why, it's a picture of the mannequin.
No, Monty. It's a portrait of a living woman. Now look at the other half.
A man stand beside her. He is Monty.
It's my photograph. I never posed for such a picture. Those clothes we're wearing, I never saw them before.
The costumes you see are those of 100 years ago. The originals of this picture have been dead almost that long.
I do not understand.
Where did you get this picture?
I had it photographed from a painting in the Lyons Museum, which bore the date of 1840.
1840?
Why do the dead men in this picture look so much like Monty?
I can't explain their resemblance except by supposing it's one of nature's duplications. The man you see here was a sculptor named Marcel Valmont. The woman was his wife. They were greatly in love with one another, so much so that when she died, he lost his reason. He is reputed to have made a life-size figure that resembled her, which he kept always at his side until his death.
You think my mannequin...
Yes.
That is why she loved my Monty then. Because he looked like her husband.
But the mannequin is only a copy of the woman.
From what we have seen, I think she's something more than that.
Something more?
Yes. I wish to examine your mannequin carefully.
It is gone.
Gone? Where?
I gave it to Raymond about an hour ago.
Oh, that's all right. He'll keep it safe.
Oh, that bell.
I'll answer it.
She said she would return.
Stop that, Tourette.
Miss Montague! Mr. Montague!
What's that?
Oh, it is only he.
Why are you wearing handcuffs?
Eh?
And who are these men with you?
Pardonnez-moi, monsieur. I'm Sergeant Grosjean of the Sûreté.
Police?
What are you doing with my servant?
He is under arrest because there have been attempted murder.
But I didn't do it. She stabbed him with a knife. I saw her do it.
Who stabbed who?
The figure stabbed Mr. Raymond, and then she got away.
Figure?
You're lying. That's impossible.
His story is insane, monsieur. That is why we bring him here for question in your presence. The wounded man cannot yet talk.
The story is not insane. She tried to kill Raymond because he'd take her away from you, Monty.
Florette.
And she will come back here just like she said.
She's only cloth and wood, I tell you. She can't be anything else.
Quiet. Listen. I hear footsteps.
Of a woman.
In my studio.
Come, we're going in there.
Oui. Open quick that door.
I have it.
A mannequin.
Oh, she have entered through the window.
A bloodstained knife is in her hand.
It is the one she used on Mr. Raymond.
She's coming for me. Oh, Monty, save me.
I won't let her harm you.
Stop that thing, quick, quick.
I've got a knife. I've knocked her down. She's just a padded figure. She couldn't walk as we've seen her. She couldn't try to kill anyone. We're all of us mad and seeing things that can't be true.
No, we won't see things anymore.
Paul, don't slash her with that knife.
I'm going to find the infernal mechanics that make her run.
Oh, you ripped her body. You spoiled a thing of beauty. Are you satisfied now? Now when you see she's nothing but cloth and wadded stuffing on a wooden frame?
The framework isn't wooden. It's a human skeleton.
Monsieur. Oh, the head is a skull. The hair is growing from a human skull.
Oh.
It's the skeleton of Marcel Valmont's wife. He put her bones inside the figure that he made.
It seems so.
Her poor bones denied rest in the grave. I've been lonely, Monty. She found and loved you because you look like the man she loved in life.
I think that's the explanation of all that's happened, Monty.
Perhaps it is. Where is her husband's grave, Paul?
At Lyons, in the Cimetière de Loyers.
As soon as you police have finished, Sergeant Grosjean, I'll see these poor, restless bones are buried beside the man she truly loved.
Monty.
Florette, I wonder if I was him 100 years ago.
Satan. We'll have another 30 yarn to spin you folks when we comes back from our vacation.